Yo, Pete.
Anthony, can you hear me, my guy?
Yeah, what's up?
Shout out to you. Let's get off this timer, man. Good afternoon, you beautiful people. I do got breaking news, by the way. I do have breaking news, by the way. John Harbaugh is the Giants head coach, guys. John
Really?
Harbaugh will be the Giants head coach. Yes.
So I'm guessing that means the Giants are firing Joe Shane, and John Harbaugh is going to get full control of that front office.
That's probably what's to come, Anthony. You are spot on. But I just got a
Well,
text.
which to
I
me,
just got a text that
which to
breaking
me,
news that
yeah,
John
for me
Harbaugh
that
will be
makes no
accepting that.
sense. Like John Harbaugh doesn't seem like the guy that would want that type. He's not. He doesn't have that type of like he's not like a Bill Belichick. That Bill micromanaged everything and stuff like that.
My guy, this is incredible. So it's confirmed. We won't be getting. When I created this title, Anthony, thinking there was a possibility we were going to be able to get John Harbaugh, but we requested a phone call. And it was after the fact. We requested a phone call with Harbaugh after knowing what he wants to do and control as a coach, right? So I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe that's exactly who we are going to target. It's John Harbaugh. All the other names, Stefanski, and I want to give some names out. I want to know how you feel
Matt
about it.
LaFleur.
When Matt LaFleur's not there. So the coaches that we confirm we have the names on is Chris Shula. How you like that? We reported to request a head coaching interview with Chris Shula, defensive coordinators for the Rams, and we all know
Jesse
who he
Minter.
is. How about Clint Kubiak? We interviewed Kubiak as head coach for the Dolphins today as well. What about Robert Saleh? We interviewed Robert Saleh yesterday night as head coaching candidate to be the Dolphins. This is who John Eric, the new GM of the Dolphins, is interviewing. This are the names that Troy Aikman is aiding the
you forgot one.
organization.
You forgot one.
Oh, I'm not done yet, but go ahead if you got his name.
Jesse Minter.
I don't know if we requested an interview with him.
Yeah, we did.
That has not been confirmed. You did? So you already okay? That's perfect. Jesse Minter, Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur is not on the head coaching.
Jeff Hafley.
Hafley is connected, but I don't see one that confirms that he's already done an interview.
You know what it is, Pete. You know, certain like the way in general when you look at the what's it called, the history of the Packers and certain.
What up, Cat?
Like until they hired Matt LaFleur, no one knew they were interviewing him.
What do you mean?
It was like the Packers are tight-lipped on like certain franchises are very tight-lipped on who they interview and stuff like that for their coaches, and they don't have leaks in the front office.
No. I'm sorry, Anthony, not you. I'm talking to Jose. Jose, we're talking about coaches that are actually interviewing with us. The names I just gave you. Chris Shula, he's scheduled to interview with us. I'm not talking about hypotheticals no, I'm telling you exactly who are the guys that John Eric Sullivan, Troy Aikman have already requested interviews for. These are the guys.
These are first-time
Dolphins,
head coaches. Like, to me,
most of them, yeah. But look, they called out for John Harbaugh. We just lost that to the Giants. He accepted that job. Breaking news.
Wait, who confirmed? Wait, I have a question. The report you're seeing, is it confirmed from like a?
It's confirmed from a close source of mine, so it'll be confirmed, and you'll see it later, and you'll be like, "Oh, Pete was right." Anyways, Stefanski, Kevin Stefanski. I don't know how you guys feel about him.
No.
You know what they're gonna say? He won Coach of the Year 2 times in a row. What are we gonna do? Have a bridge quarterback in Joe Flacco next year? With Kevin Stefanski, that's who they're going to connect. Oh, we're going to get Kevin Stefanski. That brings in Kirk Cousins. They're going to bring in Kirk Cousins now with Stefanski as the bridge quarterback for a year. You see how Stefanski kind of stinks, in my opinion, even though he's still considered a good 2-time coaching candidate, coach of the year. But that's the scary thing, Anthony. The connections with Joe Flacco, the connections with with Kirk Cousins. This is a guy that didn't like Deshaun Watson. This is a guy that didn't like Shadur Sanders. This is a coach that lost the locker room, but they're bringing him in. Do you
Yeah.
trust Stefanski to turn this organization
No,
around, to
no,
change the
no,
culture?
no. And this is where I'm gonna stick to my guns. The new head coach, I
You know
think
what?
the new head coach actually, if it's like an offensive guy or something like that, I
No.
hope he doesn't make the same mistakes as Mike McDaniel, where he refused to like relinquish play calling and become the head coach purely and stuff like that. And he brings in a experienced guy to call the plays all the time and stuff like that. Like, uh, or like if we bring in Matt LaFleur, he brings someone outside of the coaching tree that he comes from and stuff like that. Like maybe he brings a Sarkeesian in as his offensive coordinator, because I have friends who are Texas fans actually, Pete, and they're saying that they 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 have their ear to they're hardcore Texas Longhorn fans, and they have their ear to the ground, and they're hearing reports that once Arch leaves, he's gonna what's it called? He's gonna leave. He's gonna
G, hold on, let me tell G, because G in the chat, he don't know yet. He probably just swam in, clicked it, and saw the channel. Breaking news, G. You probably don't see Adam Schefter report it yet, but John Harbaugh has officially accepted the New York Giants job. He is the new head coach of the Giants. The news
So
will
you
break
think
on
he
your
actually
screen
trust?
soon.
Do you think he actually
And
likes
and
Jackson
and
Dart?
he chose the Giants. He chose the Giants. I told you, Anthony, I just created the stream. At the same time I created the stream, at the same time I got a text message. At the same time I created the stream, I anticipated me trying to hype up Harbaugh coming to the Dolphins, bro. I'm not making this up. At the same time I was creating this title, I got a text that Harbaugh just accepted the Giants job. And I'm like, oh my God, I just created the title and this, and now I'm learning that Harbaugh, and it's going to be breaking news sometime short today, if not tomorrow, but he accepted the job. And to be quite honest, I'm like shocked because I told you, Anthony, when we got confirmation today that the Dolphins, in fact, reached out to Harbaugh, I says, you know what? We're going to get Harbaugh. That's our coach, because he already put out his demands. And if you know his demands, and after knowing what his demands are, you're calling him, that means you were going to give him all his demands. You knew what he wanted, and you're willing to give it to him. And honestly, I think he would have been choosing the Dolphins over any other destination. That's how I came in. I thought Harbaugh was actually going to be a Dolphin. I am completely shocked right now. And the only name moving me, to be honest with you, Anthony, and just because there's blood and hopefully the blood changed, I want Chris Shula now. I lied to all of y'all. I said I don't want a first time head coach, but there was a little asterisk next to it that I didn't involve and I didn't tell y'all about. Chris Shula is the only first time head coach that I'd be happy and willing to accept to
This is where
change
I
the
disagree
culture.
with you, Pete. I would rather
Go
stay
ahead.
away from Chris. I would rather stay
No.
away from Chris because this is the reason why. It's
Shout
because
out to shout out to delusional Patriot fan, bro. I completely agree with
the
that. I'll let you finish right now. Stefanski picked Dalen Gabriel over Shadur Sanders, bro. This better not be our coach. I don't want Stefanski. He stinks. Go ahead, Anthony. Shout out to Damon
oh,
Deese in the chat.
but
I
what
see
I'm
you,
gonna
my guy.
say is I honestly
Joker.
I
You said you
uh,
disagree with me. You don't want a first-time head coach like Chris Shula. After I was
and
the
here's the
one
reason
telling
why is
everybody
because
I don't want a
I
first-time
believe
head coach
I
either.
believe
I was with you. I'm with you. I don't want a first-time head coach either. I still stand by that, Anthony. I am with you. But there is only one name that I give an asterisk to that I do agree with. I'd be completely fine and satisfied as a Dolphin fan, and his name is Chris Shula. So
no,
now you
and
told me you
no, my
disagree.
main reason
Talk
is
to me.
more that the fan base is gonna have. You know how we had unrealistic, like if we hire Chris Shula, some of our fan base is gonna be idiotic and have unrealistic expectations for him to be his grandfather, Don, because that's what's hurt our quarterbacks that we've drafted. Actually, that there's an unrealistic standard that we have because of Dan Marino and stuff like that. That's what I feel with Chris, that there's going to be an unrealistic standard for him to be exactly like his, like Don Shula, his grandfather.
So you're worried about the expectations? Yeah, that's exactly what I want. I want his grandfather's soul to be over him while he's on the sideline helping
No,
us.
no.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why I'm
I want
saying,
that.
Pete. That
I want that.
no,
That's why I want that.
that's actually a bad thing because
And you know what I
people are
like?
going to
I
expect
like that
them
he's
to.
I like that he's a little mean and he's a defensive minded guy. I like that. I like that he's respected around this league because of his last name. I like that.
But there's
I like
unrealistic.
that. I like
So
his
you think you
defensive
want him
line
to be
that
a
he's
carbon
pretty much
copy of his
created.
grandfather?
I don't need him to be a carbon copy. Nobody is a carbon copy of anybody. I just like the last name. I like the pedigree he brings. I like that it's the Miami Dolphins. He gets to be the first time to be a head coach out of any team. You see what I'm saying? If any team is going to be the first time head coach for Chris Shula, it's going to be the Dolphins. And if he's a hit, he is a hit. He's coming from a Sean McVay. Sean McVay was a first-time head coach in LA. He turned that around. Look at him. Won a Super Bowl,
Yeah,
traded Jared
yeah.
Goff,
No,
turned
and
around
for me, if
and won it with.
honestly, Pete,
Come on
I
now.
honestly, yeah,
How you doing?
What up,
and
John?
hey, John, what's up? I honestly,
Another
I
name
agree.
I don't want to be is Clint Kubiak. Has Clint Kubiak ever been a head coach?
He's been
It's only been
a
Gary
head coach in
Kubiak,
college,
right?
yeah. In college, yeah.
No, I'm talking in NFL, bro.
No, not in the NFL. Only in college.
Clint. You see, that's another name I'm really afraid of. How about you guys? There's two, like Clint Kubiak. Why didn't we
Yeah.
just keep Mike McDaniel? Why
No,
didn't we just
but
keep Mike
but
McDaniel?
he doesn't come from the same system.
He comes
Like,
from the same system, bro.
no, he
Well,
doesn't run
He
the
grew up
same.
with Mike
Like
Shanahan. He grew up with Mike Shanahan and Cal Shanahan, dude. That's who he grew up with.
Clint came from his father, Gary
No.
Kubiak.
Gary
You-
Kubiak played for Mike Shanahan, dude.
But he
You
doesn't
were-
run the like. But when you look at Gary
They're carbon
Kubiak's
copies.
offense,
They're like Mike McDaniel. It's the same crap.
I wouldn't
no,
know.
I don't know where
no,
you're trying to. Go ahead. Tell us why. Tell us no, Anthony. Go ahead.
no, because when you actually look at Kubiak's offense, he didn't do all that. All like Gary Kubiak specifically, he was the traditional West Coast. Like he was the Bill Walsh West Coast offense, not the Kyle Shanahan, Mike Shanahan style West Coast. He didn't have all that motion. He was the traditional 2-back system, 3 tight ends, 3
He's
receiver
old-fashioned.
sets.
Old school.
Yeah, old school West Coast. He wasn't, because Bill Walsh didn't really use a ton of motions. It's this new iteration of the West Coast that you see all this motion. Like they're caught. I feel that the Shanahans copy that Andy Reid style. Like Andy Reid uses a ton of motions with Patrick Mahomes and stuff like that. That's where their offense is coming from and stuff like that. But not Gary Kubiak. Gary Kubiak is the old school traditional West Coast.
Oh, by the way, about Shula, you were talking about Shula's pressure.
Yeah.
It might be a lot of pressure just on Shula, just because of his grandfather's name, just being on there. Okay, there might be a lot more pressure than you think.
Sorry, John. Thank you, Sunrider.
But if he signs it, he knows what he's signing up for. But I mean,
How do you feel, John, about the names I gave that we're interviewing already? They're not hypotheticals. It's actual facts. We're set and interviewed. Shout out to Joe Riss pulling up. Are we interviewing for head coach is Clint Kubiak, offensive coordinator for the Seahawks. Chris Shula, defensive coordinator for the Rams. We have defensive coordinator for the 49ers who have a terrible defense and Robert Saleh as head coach. How do y'all feel about that?
Not
Robert
really.
Saleh as head coach, the guy that couldn't do nothing with Zach or Aaron
Well,
Rodgers. What is going on? How bad?
well, they're not done with their search. Okay,
This is just
you're
the
just
beginning,
giving me
Pete.
the beginning.
Kevin
It's just the
Stefanski,
beginning.
Kevin Stefanski, and John
Um,
Harbaugh. You could scratch
hey,
off John Harbaugh. He's the Giants coach. He
you,
accepted
you
that.
know
So
the Jacksonville coach, is he due next year? I mean,
shout out to
Liam Cohen.
KP, man. KP, man.
if he gets
I was rooting for
fired,
you, my guy. I was ready. Hold on, John. I was ready to give KP my email, my password. I was
oh,
ready to turn this channel and just give it up to KP, guys. I really was. That guy has been saying Chad Alexander for over a year for our Dolphin fans. And
Yeah.
then hold on. The man even says like shout out to you, KP, man. Awesome takes. You didn't get it right, but you know what? I'm starting to feel like the Dolphins didn't get it right either. I fully believe you were spot on, and that would have been the best move. And now it's just looking bad. It's looking bad.
Pete, I
I'm
think you're
sorry.
panicking
It
for
could
no.
just be
You're
me.
panicking. You're overreacting for no reason. I think this is a good hire. I
Gunner.
honestly,
What up?
I think people are overreacting, saying this is a horrible. Fans are overreacting, saying that this is a horrible hire. To be honest, like let's be
yeah.
patient. We're already calling for this guy's head, and he hasn't done anything yet.
Ain't nobody calling for his head, Anthony.
We're
That's the
not
thing.
calling for his head
Yeah.
yet,
Wow.
Anthony.
No,
John,
there's no. I've seen on Twitter fans calling for his head already.
Yeah, I'm
bro,
just
that's on
I
that's
what
social
I
media,
said
bro.
it's a one and done. It looks like it's a one and done. I am start like I don't know, man.
You
Is
mean
the
like
head
1
coach
Well,
year
fired?
hey,
Is
done?
this
hey,
head
hey,
coach
I
hey,
don't know
hey,
fired?
how they could do
hey,
that. You can't do that when you have Tua.
Hey, thanks, Pete, for your shout out there. Appreciation. Yeah, listen, I didn't talk to anybody hardly yesterday because I was very disappointed that Alexander was not the guy, right?
Thank you,
Me
KP.
too.
But, because I was pissed, right? But anyway, as I thought more about it, woke up, just went over, a few details. I think Anthony, you are right. John Eric Sullivan is highly regarded, but not just because of his scouting background, which a lot has been said about, right? His ability to scout college, but it's because of the extra experience he had over Alexander as an executive, right? So one of the reasons why Sullivan was the choice, I think, is that he brings that extra dimension. And
And stability.
what the Dolphins have to do here going forward is not just drafting players, because Alexander may have the advantage over Sullivan when it comes to scouting. He's considered a better scouting guy than Sullivan, who largely moved beyond that to this executive role, right? Or was being prepped for the executive role. So I think that's what they're going for, somebody who can not just flood the team with new players, but also
Draft them.
Do the
restructure the team.
contracts.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Restructure
see what
the
they're
Yeah.
team.
trying to do. I respect that. That's what I said. I give them
Yeah.
some respect in drafting receivers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta look at Reed, you gotta look at Wicks, you gotta look at, Watson. You know what I mean? You might say them guys ain't
Yeah,
killing
no,
for guys.
and KP
But if
and
they
Gunna.
go
I said this.
I gotta be honest. Before I got the text that Harbaugh accepted the Giants job, you guys will get it on breaking news soon. But honestly, that's why I said maybe John Eric Sullivan is a good hire, because he's really not known like that throughout the league. He's known more by executives inside for whatever work he did and the name he gets underground. I said, you know what? Now that we got confirmation, we reached out to interview John Harbaugh. This is the perfect GM, because Harbaugh is still going to be the guy that says, I want this, I want that, I want that. And he's going to listen to this first time GM. So it was
Yeah.
almost like it made too much sense now. When I woke up this morning, I said, this makes too much sense for us. It's
Yeah.
definitely 100% Harbaugh, because Harbaugh will run the table. He'll eat this guy alive. You know what I'm saying?
So why?
No, I don't think so, Pete. I don't think so because I think Harbaugh. I disagree with it, Pete. I don't think this guy's gonna be a figurehead. God damn it! My dog is barking because we have someone cutting our grass.
That's fine. He's barking because he's. You know what? I speak dog, Anthony. He says, "Stop disagreeing with everything Pete is saying. You're making yourself like this." But keep on cooking me and breaking my jaw, Anthony.
The dog sense is detention.
No, but with Sullivan actually, I disagree with you where I don't think he's gonna be a figurehead because I think a guy like Harbaugh would respect him because he actually, John Harbaugh actually, he wasn't close friends with Ron Wolf, but he actually, during the GM meetings and stuff like that, he would actually speak to Ron Wolf, and I bet you Ron Wolf spoke highly of Sullivan, to be honest.
Well, look, here's what really went down. The decision, right? I think the decision was between Alexander and Sullivan. And the reason Sullivan, do you know who made the difference in choosing Sullivan? It was Brandon Shore. Brandon Shore, the numbers guy. Basically,
Really?
his vote swung it to Sullivan because the decision was who can I work with best to restructure the team foundationally, structurally. And again, I think Alexander has never been in that role, whereas Sullivan had been in the same role as Alexander, same level, assistant GM. Primarily coming from a scouting background. But again, Sullivan in the Green Bay organization had risen above that to executive functions. And it's the pairing of those executive functions
this is why I told Pete yesterday,
that the Dolphins covered.
And Pete, this is why I told Pete yesterday that John Eric Sullivan, before the ownership went, after Ron Wolf retired, what is it called? Ron Wolf handpicked John Eric Sullivan to be his replacement, but the ownership went against it and chose Gutekunst and stuff like that. Because John Eric Sullivan was basically the assistant
but Anthony,
GM.
You're ignoring the breaking news that KP just dropped, bro. Y'all ignoring the breaking news that KP just dropped. If it was Brandon Shore that decided Eric Sullivan over Chad Alexander, I'm sorry, Stephen Ross. You didn't clean house good enough. There's dust in the ceiling fans. You didn't change the AC filter, Mr. Ross. You think only cleaning the floor and washing the dishes is all? You think washing the clothes you don't got to fold? Nah, Mr. Ross. If this confirmation breaks, KP just dropped the worst news that Pete's Takes could have ever heard today on a beautiful Saturday. If it was Brandon Shore, he needs to. You know what?
I agree with you
send him
because
offshore, bro. Send that
agree
man
with you.
offshore. Why would you get someone with a track record? They're lying, bro. You know what? Brandon Shore probably was scared of losing his job to someone like Chad Alexander coming in and changing the culture like that. He beat the weak general.
I don't think so. I don't think
that's a valid.
I don't think so. I don't think
disagree
I
again.
don't think Brandon Shore had that much saying.
No, you're wrong, Anthony. Listen. Let me give you some more details on that too. And actually, this comes from as close a source as could be to the situation. Honestly, I mean, I can't reveal it. If we're in the same room, I would show you what I'm looking at, but I would not allow you to take pictures of it or share it just because of how close the source is. But in addition to that, yes, that was the decision. If you brought in Alexander, you probably are bringing in Alexander and Harbaugh. And yes, they would threaten they're just not the new guys in town. They forced the organization to go into a complete
rebuild.
Well, they're already going to do that, but they're going to go into a complete structural change. Like Harbaugh and Alexander would command the entire football enterprise. In other words, Alexander and Harbaugh would bring in their own Brandon Shore-like guy under them, and that's what we needed. Right. But that's not what happens. But that's not what's going to happen now, because now that you have what's happening is you still are keeping in the same problematic upper crust structure. The Brandon Shore, the Garfinkel,
The
that whole
Garfinkles,
all
all of
those
them
guys
have
are
a
still in.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't clean house.
So you think you
The
still
last
think
time I cleaned the house, my
Sullivan
wife
is
went off on me,
a
KP, because I
figurehead?
didn't switch
Basically,
the
he's not
AC
really going to
unit
have enough
filter.
power.
Exactly, Pete. I get your analogy. Yep, that's a good one. So, Anthony, what was
So
your
KP,
question?
you honestly believe Sullivan doesn't have he's not really going to have the
This is
power
not
to
a knock
draft the
on
players
Sullivan.
he wants.
This is not a knock on Sullivan or whoever becomes our head coach. We probably going to get the Sullivan and the head coach are probably going to do the best they can, and they're probably very much qualified for the jobs they're going to get. I'm not knocking them, right, at all. Right. What I'm saying though is that the same structural problems that have come up to people in those same positions in the past, Flores, even McDaniel, all the GMs like Greer, the guy before him, Hickey, all those guys, they've come up with problems because when they want to make football-based decisions, they got to go through an intermediate, they got to go through a filter called Shore, Garfinkel, and probably others before it gets to Ross. That's what's been happening. That filter in between football and Ross is still there.
This is what
I
pisses me
agree
off
with
about
you,
the Dolphins.
KP,
They should move
but
Ross and
my
Garfinkel to the
issue,
business
KP,
operations,
you know,
not the purely business operations with
like I
Ross. To
get
be
it,
honest,
Anthony, I get it, KP. I know Eric Sullivan is gonna work his hardest, but
Right.
it's what the organization is selling us, along with their media team and everyone in between. Is right now, oh, the Dolphins cleaned house. They got rid of McDaniel, Chris Greer, Tua is out of there. That's it. It's over there. That's where they end. That now they consider that a house clean. When in reality, a clean house would have been what Chad
Yeah.
Alexander and John Harbaugh would have done. They would have
Right.
took control of the entire operations of football. They would have ran it their way with no extra chefs in the kitchen. We
yeah,
don't need extra hands. That's how fingers get cut.
yeah,
And
no,
let's be fair.
and KP, this is where I disagree. I don't think I really don't think Harbaugh took the Giants job. To be honest, like I just Pete,
He's not
Did
taking
he
the
take the
Dolphins.
Giants
I
job?
really
He's not
want to
taking the
trust your
Dolphins
source,
job,
but
Anthony.
I don't think he took the job because
Well, he's not
that
taking
front
this
office.
one, Anthony. He's
Huh?
not taking it. He's not taking to Miami. So you get that out your head too. Like it's
No,
other.
I know that he might go to the Raiders or something like that.
Listen,
Nah, hell no.
Anthony, if you see Harbaugh in New York, it's going to be Harbaugh and Alexander. Now, I know they have the GM Joe Sheen in place right now, right?
Atlanta.
And he's been under pressure to be removed already before all of this. So if the rumor is true that Pete has reported that Harbaugh is signing right now to be the Giants head coach, you're going to see the next step will be Joe Sheen fired and Alexander coming in as the GM.
I honestly, where I see him going is the Raiders. I don't think the Giants. I think it's either the do the Jets need a GM, like a coach and GM?
No.
No,
Or
they're
the
not going
Bills?
to fire the coach.
Let's frame the Raiders, though. Who are the Raiders, Anthony? The Raiders
Exactly. I'm about to
are
say,
run by
elaborate on the
the
Raiders.
poorest,
Like, why would he
by the
want to go
least,
there and waste
not
his
poor,
career?
poorest is the wrong word. The Raiders are led by the least wealthy owner in the NFL, the son of Al Davis, Bruce Davis. So what does that mean? That means that if you go to the Raiders, right, you probably are going to have a lot of power and a lot of freedom to design the team as you see fit. But with the Raiders, you're going to have other limitations. There are other considerations with the Raiders that you
Financial
don't
limitations.
have with some other franchises. But yeah, listen, and I want to be fair to Brandon Shore and Tom Garfinkel because it may sound like I am like just describing them as just some unfair, impartial people. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, though, is that in their intermediary role, in that role between Ross and football, their opinions, because of the structure that's in place, are given too much. Like, for instance, Brandon Shore should not even have a vote on who becomes the general manager. But the fact that he's given a vote in our structure means that he's by almost automatically raised above the GM. You're given the power to select. It's this idea that Look, I'm Ross. I'm the owner. I can't make the decision. So Garfinkel, sure. What do you think? Who do you like?
Ineptitude.
So this is about Ross not being able to make the decision himself. By him delegating that kind of decision making to those guys, he's in essence putting them above football operations, and that is a problem. Harbaugh and
Flores
Alexander
might go
combo.
to the Raiders.
Yeah, this
KP.
was Flores'
Yeah, I got a feeling
frustration.
he going to the
Yes.
Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
This
This is where
this
I
was
can,
all. Go ahead. My bad. I'm talking.
and KP. This is what if it's true that Brandon, like what you said, if that is true that Brandon Shore had that much power in choosing the GM, I'm starting to fear that John Eric Sullivan is just a figurehead, and he's gonna be Brandon Shore is just gonna do all the drafting.
Anthony, you know why it's kind of like hard to even question KP's source, Anthony? Do you want me to tell you why? KP is the only guy over a year that's been telling the fans that Chad Alexander could potentially be the next GM of the Miami Dolphins. This isn't because he just started saying this. This is a guy that's been saying this for over a year.
That is a fact.
Okay? So it's hard for you to sit here and continue to sit here and disagree. I understand. We want factual evidence. Some of the stuff don't even come out to light. So you believe what you want to believe. I'm just letting you know, Anthony. I 100% believe KP.
Pete, I trust KP's source.
And
it's
and
more
if that's
the
situation,
John Harbaugh thing.
and if that's
I
the
don't
situation, this regime is in trouble. We're in trouble.
Yeah,
It's
because
same
the
stuff
Mike
all
McDaniels,
over again.
because Pete, the Mike McDaniels firing comes from who's the guy that made John Sullivan the
Stephen Ross.
No, who's the guy? Breaking news that KP just reported. Who's the guy?
Chad Alexander.
No. Who's the guy that hired Sullivan?
Brandon Shore.
Brandon
Hold on. I think
he was the
that's not what I
final
said, though.
hand in the say.
Right, Brandon
Yeah, I didn't say he hired him.
factor.
I'm saying that he was part of the voting or the process by which the Dolphins selected him.
Correct.
Yeah.
He had a
Okay.
strong.
So his
let's
last
just sum it
vote
up.
was
He had a
pretty much the
strong-
decision factor.
Right, he had a strong advising on the decision. Let's sum it up like that, right?
Yeah, the accountant should not, and I'm saying the accountant
Who do
should
you
not
think
have a
Troy
say
Aikman,
in who the
do y'all
GM
think Troy
is.
Aikman probably leaned
Correct.
on to? Y'all think Troy Aikman leaned on Sullivan or probably Alexander?
Well, I think Aikman would have wanted Alexander, and I just got to. I think Aikman's wide receiver coach when he was a Super Bowl winning quarterback was Alexander's dad, Hubbard Alexander. You see what I'm saying? So
this is where I disagree with you a little
they're
bit.
paying Aikman for his expertise and advice, and he probably chose Alexander's route, and they went against it because someone like Brandon Shore made it 3-2.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
This is
Actually,
Brandon Shore did this to save his job, bro. That
And
guy
listen,
did not
Sullivan was always going to be the guy.
Brandon
Sullivan
Shore is
was
smart at
always
saving his job.
The initial plan on Monday was 3 guys. It was Josh Williams, Sullivan, and then a third guy. I don't remember the third guy's name. So I believe that the Dolphins, you remember, they've been looking for a GM now for about 2 months. I think Sullivan was always the favorite to get the job. That was always like the top level thinking about where this thing was going to go. But then they went into the offseason with the idea of giving Mike McDaniel a trial run.
Was the third one. Alec Allaby was the third one.
Okay, thank you. Of giving McDaniel. So they went with the plan that McDaniel would stay head coach, but we needed the best new GM. And Sullivan was in the top 3. Remember that report? It was those 3 guys on Monday. Now, Tuesday comes, right? And we're all discussing the possibilities of those 3. And we're all talking about Mike McDaniel staying on, right? Then you start to hear the grumblings between Tuesday and Wednesday about Harbaugh being fired, right? Once Harbaugh is fired, that changed the dynamic. Now they had to consider, what would it look like if we bring in Harbaugh? What do we have to do? And so, was it Tuesday or Wednesday? I can't remember. They announced that they're adding Chad Alexander to the list, right? At that point, that's the Dolphins trying to shape up and see what it would take. Now, in those back channels, since you can't do it officially, what probably happened then is that when they reached out to Harbaugh gave him that list of demands that's now out there. Now, I need $20 million. I need to bring in the GM I want, and I want to have full total control. So, okay, that's what you want. Now we got to weigh it. Now we got to weigh the difference. And also in that period, when they're interviewing all of these guys, they're all giving feedback that they don't like McDaniel.
I knew it. Told you.
So Ross changed his mind, and so all those San Francisco guys from there, they're eliminated. You know what I'm saying? So now
John Williams.
now it's between. I'm talking about Williams, Allaby. I think there were 3 names that were out there for San Francisco. All those guys,
we with you.
Yeah. So
anybody that had to deal with San Francisco is still eliminated.
Yeah, right. But hey, KP,
Hold
actually,
on, Anthony, let him finish. Go ahead, KP, keep cooking.
Yeah. So what happens then is that once you eliminate the San Francisco guys, you still got your number 1 guy, Sullivan, sitting there, right? And he is the favorite of the Garfinkels and the Shores and anybody else who's part of the decision-making process, right? He's still sitting there. And then here, what changes it, if Harbaugh doesn't come in the back channels and say, I need $20 million, full control, all this, the decision easily could have been Harbaugh, Alexander. But that demand, those demands, $20 million, full control, all that stuff, that threatens the Garfinkels and the Shores. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
I'm
I'm gonna add
that's
something.
why I said that he protected his job by going with Sullivan.
Yeah, no, and I've said
Terrible
this.
decision.
I said this to Pete yesterday, and honestly, where I believe where there's smoke, there's fire. To be honest, if the Packers get eliminated, I think there's back channel conversations with Matt LaFleur to come to Miami. To be honest,
That's not far-fetched, though.
That might be in play. That might be in play. Depends on what happens today, right? They play today, right?
My only thing is, it's not that many hot coaches out there. That's why it's like Mike McDaniel. Everybody keeps saying he's not going to get another coaching job. After John Harbaugh and Brian Flores, it's really a toss-up. Now Mike McDaniels. Brian Flores, Mike McDaniels, John Harbaugh. Them are the top coaching
and McDaniels I made a mistake.
I think cutting people off, though.
All the Cliff Kingsbury stuff, all that stuff is after fact. I'll just be short and brief, and then you can kick it off. All I'm saying basically is like I knew he got Mike McDaniel's job fired, and I'm really kind of upset about that because, like Pete's saying, it's like a save your own ass move, not really a football move.
Yeah, and Gunnar, well, with the Mike McDaniel thing, actually, I actually also I watch other. I tell Pete this. I watch other teams outside of the Dolphins to see what they're saying, and a lot of Detroit fans are saying that they're in the middle of final negotiations to get Mike McDaniel as their new OC.
You know what's sad right now? You know what's sad? I'm sorry, Gunnar.
No, go ahead, Pete.
It's liable. We could get breaking news at any minute, and they can tell us breaking news. Miami Dolphins' next head coach is defensive coordinator from the 49ers, Robert Saleh.
Hell no.
And I'm not opposed to that. I like that. I like that choice.
How about Jeff Hafley?
Wow, you do, KP?
Yeah, given what has happened, look, given everything that's evolved, I would not mind having Robert Saleh. I'm a Saleh believer, honestly. I really am.
He has head coaching experience.
You're a football smart guy. I said, what have he developed besides defense?
Yes, the defense would be dope with Saleh. Listen, Saleh was fired not necessarily because of performance, because that Jets defense,
the quarterback position fired him.
Yes, but that defense was there, and it was politics too. It was politics too. If I can remind y'all, they went over. I think was to France or something to play a game, and he wore pro-Palestinian armband. And then within 2 days from coming back from that trip, he was fired. So I only bring that up to say that there were other reasons why Saleh could not continue as head coach in New York City. And I'll leave it at that.
And I'll give you the people he developed, actually. I'm not sure if
Talk to us, Anthony. Go ahead.
For Saleh, I'm not sure if it's just the talent was already there. He developed Joey Bosa to where he is now. He developed Quinnen
Joey
Williams.
Bosa.
I said besides defense, guys. That's what I. Y'all ain't
And
taking
you
it
know
on
what,
context.
Gunner? I'm so happy you said that like that because that's what my concern is. What the hell is the offense gonna look like?
I don't understand. He didn't do shit with Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is about to play Monday in the playoff game. Like literally, guys. Like literally.
Yeah, no, and this is where I can say this is
He
what
never had
I
an
brought up
offensive
earlier,
coordinator with
Gunna.
the
This
Jets.
is what I brought up earlier, Gunna. That I honestly believe, like after this, if Texas doesn't make the playoff again this year, I believe Sarkisian is gone. Sarkisian is going to be gone even before what's his name, Arch Manning leaves. So I can see a Robert Saleh trying to get Sarkisian to come down to Miami to be his OC.
With
stuff
Arch
like that.
Manning Jr. with the number 1 pick.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So you want to be asked this year.
What?
You don't want to be good at all. Like if go according to your knowledge, if we go with that plan, you don't want to be good this year, basically.
You know what I like about Robert Saleh, KP?
Well,
What's that?
He is a leader of men. He
Right.
will he's hard.
Yeah.
He's hard nosed. You get me?
Yeah, it is. And the people who play from love him.
His defense is 4-3. I want to
Yep.
go back to 4-3 so
Hey,
bad.
can I
bro.
clarify something? I see going on in the chat this idea that Brandon Shore hires GMs and coaches. Listen, Brandon Shore does not have. Let me just clarify. He does not have
Those are slow
the
blinkers,
power.
KP.
Yeah, they do
You
not
don't
have.
understand.
That's why I want to clarify it clearly. Brandon Shore does not have hiring power or ability. If you believe that, you misunderstood what I was saying. I'm not saying Brandon Shore is the person responsible for hiring. I'm saying the problem is, though, that he is a part of that decision.
Yeah, he had a strong. KP is saying he had a strong influence on the final decision, not him.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. It
And
was
just
a
wanna
let me
vote.
clarify. I was
It
using
was a
Robert
vote,
Saleh
and
as
there
a
was
placeholder.
5 guys in the building. And obviously, 3 votes has to go somewhere, and 2 will go elsewhere.
Correct.
If
Yeah,
Shore
no,
was
and
the
Gunna,
last decision factor,
I was using
what was
Saleh as a
reported,
placeholder.
he changed the franchise. We'll see how it goes. I'm skeptical, but we'll see, bro. We will see.
Yeah, no, and Gunna, what I was saying earlier, I was using Saleh as a placeholder. If we get a guy like LaFleur, I think Sarkisian respects LaFleur enough to where he actually would be willing to be his OC and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying.
But Sarkisian never did anything on an NFL level, so that would be I wouldn't say
he was an offensive coordinator in the NFL.
Right, I said that's why I had to think. I forgot about it. Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, though, it's just like
wasn't he
wait.
with Atlanta when they got to the Super Bowl with Shanahan and stuff? I thought he was on that staff.
With Quinn. Quinn was the quarterback, right?
Was the head coach.
Yeah, was Quinn? I think Quinn was the head coach.
Yeah, Dan Quinn.
Yeah, Quinn. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Honestly, I feel that I'm sticking and I'm sticking to what I've been saying. I think we get Sarkisian, no matter who the head coach is. If Sarkisian, if they don't make the playoff again, Texas, he's leaving either way because Arch only has 2 years of eligibility. I think 1 or 2 years left of eligibility. He's a junior this year, actually.
But Anthony, how do you feel about if we wake up and you get notification and it says Robert Saleh is the new head coach of the Miami Dolphins?
Honestly,
how do you feel about that?
No, and honestly, I don't blame Saleh for the lack of success with the Jets when that franchise is incompetent as hell. To be honest,
they had
how about you, John
though,
and Gunner?
They had a squad. I feel
we wake up.
I wouldn't be too bad.
He's an experienced head coach.
He is, and they had to get rid of everybody. I mean, they gutted everything. So they didn't. I mean, before they gutted everybody, it was a decent defense. I mean, I would have been surprised if we won against the Jets.
And that's my point. And that's my point.
Yeah.
My point is why I'm mad is because we forget to also understand Robert Saleh played in a division with a coach that
Now,
we just fired. Hold on, John.
You know,
Robert Saleh played in a division with a coach that we just fired, and he was never ever better than the coach that we just fired. And y'all saying y'all want that? Second of all, he already had his chance in the NFL, so I give him a shot. Like not only to not saying he should ever have a shot, but I think if we should give a first person shot, like to KP point, if we go in the defensive route, why not go with somebody that already been in the building? Why not nobody sleeping on the Broncos defense? How about go with a coach like Vance Joseph? If we gonna go with a first time coach, I feel more comfortable with that move. It's not about race, colors, or
but the
not.
only
It's
the
just
only
if we
issue with the
going.
Van, I understand that that's your opinion. I got you. But the
Yeah,
only
go ahead.
reason why I did bring up Robert Saleh is because Vance Joseph isn't interviewed by us. There's no report he interviewed by us.
Yeah, he's not
But
on the
Robert
list yet.
Saleh
Yeah.
did.
it's
He's
not
not on
on
the
the
list.
list.
So
Okay,
we're just,
okay.
you get what I'm saying?
But
Shout out
I get
to
it. I get it.
Angel. Hold on,
But
because
if
this is Batman.
Chris
Shout out to
Chris
Batman.
Shula, I'm just afraid that there may be a lot of pressure on him here in Miami, being
That's the
Don
most.
Shula's, was it cousin or
No, he's a
I
grandson,
don't
isn't
know
he?
what it was.
He's one of the grandkids,
Grandson,
isn't he? Yeah.
grandson, yes, thank you. Being his grandson, there may be a lot of pressure on him, but I mean,
Gunner,
that's
I
that's
think
the
your
only
mic is
thing.
messed up.
My mic.
No, Gunner, go back
Oh,
out and come back in. Your mic is messed up.
uh,
Okay.
anyway, yeah, that's the only thing about Chris. I don't know much about him. Um, you got to tell me about him, but I mean,
Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, John. Robert Saleh, I'm shocked KP would even consider that. The guy couldn't beat
well,
Tua. He couldn't stop Tua. You think I want a coach that couldn't stop Tua, and you're a defensive coordinator?
wait a minute.
No, I don't trust you.
Is
When
that the time when they got that
when
team?
he was with the Jets, when he
Did they
was with
get
the
the
Jets,
team?
I hear you laughing, KP. No, I don't
Well,
trust it. I don't
hey,
like it.
I don't think he could
But I
stop
was going.
McDaniel, Pete.
But it doesn't. You got a good point. Um, but that's not the only experienced head coach we called for. Shout out to Batman pulling back up. We also called for Kevin Stefanski, two-time coach
Yeah.
of the year, fellas. How would y'all feel about that?
Listen,
You wake
minus
up
all the
and
stuff
he's
that
the
went
guy.
down with, minus everything that went down with Shador and the politics over there in Cleveland, I would be a big Stefanski fan. In fact, at the beginning of this past season here, 2025 season, I was one of those who was bringing up the name Stefanski, and I believe Stefanski is a really good coach. And I'm not trying to, and I'm not trying to say that Stefanski is some sort of racist or anything like that, because I don't believe that at all. I just believe that the politics of the quarterback position in Cleveland were such that it became what it became, right? And then remember that point that people made about the whole Sanders whole team, right? They're very aggressive in playing the public game. The public. And what's the word for it? They're not
Perception.
just passive. They don't just sit back and don't play the game. You know what I'm saying? So I get that it was complicated politics surrounding the quarterback position. So, and I'm just trying to say I don't
It was
hold that
fan driven in
against.
Cleveland, and the Shadur
Yeah.
fans overtook it. Yes, I
Yes,
agree.
and I think it was overplayed a lot. This whole idea that Stefanski is some sort of racist, I think that is wrong. But I think that a lot of
It
people
is.
believe in that, right? And then that is
I
like
mean, I wouldn't.
coloring. That's coloring how they think about his possibility as a head coach. But people who know that Stefanski is in no way a racist at all, and that he is a talented head coach. But the longer a team goes losing, Cleveland is a lot like the Miami fan base in that sense, because as long as we keep losing and losing and losing in different ways, different institutions of losing, the more pressure builds up on the franchise, and the politics get that much more animated and that much more what's the word, toxic. So
yeah.
a lot of that hurts Stefanski. That's one thing holding him back from his next job for sure.
Well, KP, I don't think he's racist. I've never said that. It was just a clear understanding.
Oh yeah, I know you didn't say it, Shah. I'm not saying you said it.
Okay,
yeah. But you would agree. You'd agree there are people out there saying that about Stefanski right now, right?
Yeah, no, I just agree. He did. Yeah, racist going too far because Deshaun Watson, like literally, they signed Deshaun Watson after the scandal, so that's why it's like, okay, you can't really say that because it's like, you know what I mean? He had his name in that mix of Deshaun Watson. So
let me tell you this
actually,
also,
Gunner, he made it known that he put it out there that he didn't want the Deshaun Watson trade to Cleveland.
And let me say this: I've said a lot. Me and you both, Shaw, together have talked about why Shador should have been the pick in Miami, right? I'd say, am I right to say you're a Shador supporter? I'm a Shador supporter too. But to be fair, you have to agree that with Shador, they're bringing he's not just a passive quarterback just concerned with just playing. There's a whole Sanders public relations, that was the term I was looking for, public relations team that comes with that is playing the media game very aggressively. So, you know what I'm saying?
It's a name brand too. Okay.
Exactly.
I mean, it's got his father, and I mean the father name, and that's Shador Sanders. It's a Sanders name. And that's what you're gonna get, you know.
But
everybody plays the game. When you're the quarterback, you have a team behind you that's interested in your public image, your public relations, all that. And the Sanders they're doing it at a high level. You know what I'm saying? Given the polarization on Shador. So I think that played in to everything that we saw play out in Cleveland. Now, here's why I'm different. Most people say, "Oh, KP, you sound like you're running away from the racial question." No, race is a part of that. I'm willing to definitely acknowledge that race is certainly a part of everything, but I just don't think it was as easy as Stefanski did not play Shador because he's black. You know what I'm saying? Or there's a lot more going on, but race is still a part of it. Is what I would say.
Yeah, I agree. I just think for the simple fact that like of course he comes with a whole lot of weight, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I just thought like he never got the chance. So that's where I thought because Stefanski obviously to me I just felt like Stefanski basically summed it up short said I didn't draft this kid clearly, that's why I didn't want him. And I just thought that was unfair of who he wanted in front of him because it's like Dylan would never get a shot other than who I'd have kept Stefanski.
And the best part of all this, Sean, the best part of all this is that Shador proved that himself. Once he got his chance, he wasn't perfect now. He wasn't great. He made a lot of mistakes. All the football critiques of him, like holding the ball too long in the pocket, protecting the ball, you know, he has a lot to improve upon. All the things that were said about him negatively on the football field came out, but so did the good stuff. So did the accuracy. So the toughness. So did he showed that he should have been a number one draft pick with flaws.
He's very accurate. Yeah. He's very accurate. Like you know what I'm saying? I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He's very accurate.
I saw him in was it Colorado? That's who has a bad mic? That's where he came out of, right? Shador. He came out of Colorado.
Yeah, he came out of Colorado, but
I saw him in Colorado. That's where I saw him. I mean, I didn't see him in Cleveland, but
hey,
but I know how accurate he is. Yeah, and how he runs.
Good afternoon, boys. How are you this afternoon?
What do you guys think about?
What's up, Cap?
Cap. The hell?
That's Cap for life, right?
No.
Oh, my bad.
Who?
What do you guys think about bringing the Don back? My bad, Don. I mean Nick Saban.
Yeah, I heard about that. Well, we got options, boys. We got like 4 different options.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, we got Chris Julia, we got Kubiak, we got like guys that are coming from like backgrounds and pedigree. I mean, I don't know if these guys are yes men. Do you guys think those are yes men?
Well, that's the thing. If Harbaugh wouldn't come here because of the so-called collective, then you think Saban would come in and answer to the Brandon Shore and Tom Garfinkel?
He was here once.
He would want more power, I think, Saban. And I think he would command it, too. he would be able to get.
Whoa! What are you hearing about Saban?
I hadn't heard
Someone
anything
said he
about
was
Saban
cutting.
until
I don't know.
today. I
What
hadn't heard
happened?
anything
Yeah, I
What
about him
know.
happened?
until the
I
show.
haven't either. I haven't
Bro,
either.
I've heard about Kubiak. I've heard about Shula. I've heard about McCarthy. I've heard about LaFleur, and I've heard about Harbaugh. Are any of 5 of those guys yes men?
Well, if you're a first year
KP, you
head
would have
coach,
to ask.
the point is, if you're a first year head coach, you don't have the gravitas to
Mic
really
check.
command shit. You know what I'm saying? But
Mic
look,
check,
Harbaugh
mic
brings
check.
a Super Bowl. Harbaugh brings a Super
Batman,
Bowl.
can you hear
He
me,
brings
Cap?
winning
Can you hear me,
seasons.
KP?
Yeah, I hear
Yes,
you.
yes.
Yeah,
No,
We can hear you.
now we
Okay,
can hear you,
perfect.
B.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
now
Oh,
you're
the
good.
space is acting
Perfect.
up.
I'm sorry, guys. No, it was, but I'm back. Shout out to you guys. I'm sorry for interrupting,
Hey,
KP.
what do you
I
guys
was
think
just
about
having
Nick Saban?
communication issues. Nick
Yeah, see,
Saban.
Batman's throwing that name in there.
That's
Look.
exactly when I started having communication issues, Batman. I want to ask you, what if we? I want to ask you, Batman. What if we wake up tomorrow and we get breaking news that Robert Saleh is leading charge of this new Dolphins culture? He's the new
I
head
saw
coach,
that
Robert
too.
Saleh.
I saw that today too.
He
Yeah, Salah
interviewed.
too. I saw that.
He was an early
Bro, I'll be
interview.
honest with you. Honest opinion, without like trying to be funny. I would be
Yeah.
disappointed, but at the end of the day, like,
Disappointed?
yeah, I look. I know that he technically fits the bill when you say experienced
All
head
gas,
coach
no
because
brakes.
he's been in the league, right? But I mean, you see, this is where it gets controversial. Like, bro, if you're gonna give me Robert Saleh and you're gonna tell me that that's gonna be the guy that's gonna start to turn things around here, bro, that's not the answer. If you're telling me you want a tank, that's the signing you want to do. If you want to go get Robert Saleh in a
So,
tank, you go get him.
what about Kevin Stefanski?
I'm not a fan. I know he has.
I like Kubiak, bro. I like
I don't like
Kubiak,
either one of those
but
names. I don't like either one
He's
of
a
those
first
names.
time
Oh,
guy.
damn.
He's a first time guy, but I like the pedigree, bro. Like Gary was a good ass offensive coordinator. He was.
Bro,
And they're
How
forget
y'all
about
they're
all
feel
like
that,
about
top 10.
bringing
They're
Kubiak?
top 10 in every category, bro. They're top 10 in every passing category.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is the inside scoop. If this doesn't fall and we don't get Harbaugh, which is what everybody wants, and more likely than not, we're probably not gonna get him. The guy we're gonna sign is Kubiak, just so everybody knows.
I like
I agree
LaFleur,
with you,
but
Batman.
LaFleur's not
I agree with
available
you,
right
Batman.
now.
What up, guys?
Oh, where's Kubiak from?
What up, David? How you
Seattle.
doing, big dog?
What up?
Yeah,
Seahawks.
he's the defensive coordinator in Seattle, and
Right.
Seattle has one of the strongest
West
defenses in the
Coast.
league.
Okay.
So, I want Harbaugh, the head coach for the Packers, and I wouldn't mind Chris Shula.
I mean, I would prefer proven over
So how we
projects, but
feeling
he
about
is the
get it.
Shula.
Shula?
I get it. I don't want McCarthy. I don't want Stefanski. Those are two guys I don't want. Weaver, I'm good off. I'm perfectly fine off of Weaver. I don't want Weaver. I'm trying to think of names. Those are my top 3.
You haven't said anything about Vance Joseph. What do you think about Vance Joseph?
I think it's
Hell no.
tomorrow.
I haven't put so much thought in
Hey,
it.
bro, I heard tomorrow is Vance, and Vance is not
What
makes
bad,
y'all
bro.
sense.
haven't said is, what about Anthony Campanelli?
Campanelli, yeah, he's
Cabernet.
got a
That's another
connection, yeah.
guy.
How about LaFleur?
That's
Hold up,
LaFleur.
There's another
Um,
name that no one's mentioned that's already getting head coaching interviews, and
Yeah,
that's the guy. That's
I
the
wouldn't
Green Bay.
mind.
That is the Green Bay defensive coordinator, Jeff Halfley.
I wouldn't mind him either. I would actually like
Interesting.
him too.
That's
I would like
Christos
him too.
DC.
Yeah,
Interesting, bro.
Tennessee is interviewing him, or
Yeah.
interviewed him yesterday, actually.
They're
Tennessee
interviewing him and
Titans.
McDaniel.
Hey, so is it true that
So
Level
now,
2
so
said
now
earlier?
that y'all know all the options.
Do we have all
Say
the
that again,
options?
Cap.
Did you? I heard something earlier. Level 2 was saying something about in the spaces that Harbaugh is looking down film on Jackson Dart and Cam Ward to weigh down his options. Was that clickbait?
Well,
Yes. Yes.
oh, that was
Cap, I
clickbait.
got breaking news. It's
Oh.
probably not reported out yet, but Harbaugh did accept the Giants job.
What?
Yeah, John Harbaugh will be the head coach of the Giants.
Breaking news.
And like someone, I think it was KP earlier.
Yeah.
I think he kind of like says something to the point where it's going to be spot on. Once he's hired with the
Chad.
Giants, expect that GM to get fired, Joe Sean. So there's going to be some shakeups in New York.
Any reports on Miami?
No,
Yeah.
now it's starting to make sense. I think this regime is bamboozling us, guys. They knew Harbaugh was not going to accept. They just threw it out there as, oh, we went out and called Harbaugh. We did our due diligence. I don't think Harbaugh was ever going to accept this.
What's your guys' thoughts on the new general manager on his hiring? I like it.
I like it. He's a big fan of Tua. I like it.
Not really.
What?
He is not, is he?
I don't know about that.
Hey,
And I'm gonna be honest,
he
I
better
don't
not
want
be.
any of the and any of you could say, yeah, but what about Dan Campbell? There's always an anomaly somewhere.
Hold on.
I don't want
Batman,
no
you still
Vance
on the Tua
Joseph.
train, bro? You still on the Tua train?
Why you think I don't want him to talk about Nick Saban, KP? I'm trying to not let him talk about
That
Nick
man.
Saban.
Oh,
That man
No,
wants
yeah,
Nick
bro.
Saban
No,
and
no.
he wants Brian Daboll in the building as offensive coordinator. I
Nick
guarantee
Saban
you.
already issued. Nick Saban already issued an apology to the Miami fan base. He's coming home.
Yeah.
His name is In Tua We Trust. KP, he wants Nick Saban as head coach, Brian Daboll as OC.
nah, I'm good. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean if that happens, I probably will burn every Miami Dolphins piece of gear.
He's good.
Bro, if that would have happened, if that were to
that
happen,
man, AKP,
oh my
that
God.
man wants to cut Tyreek Hill, save that
Look, I'm gonna
money,
tell you something.
trade
Somebody
for
said
Jerry Judy, and post bail on Henry Ruggs and give Tua his
Oh, you know,
new
Jerry
guy.
Judy is from South
Listen,
Florida,
you
man.
know,
I
Yeah.
he's
actually
from
met his
Pompano.
dad. So
He's
yeah.
from Pompano. My little cousin went to school with him. Listen,
What up, Batman? Talk to us, big dog.
you know what's crazy? Somebody said it the other day, and I heard this rumor about it was like 8 days ago or 6, 7 days ago, roughly. Harbaugh, we're looking at the teams that are currently and looking for head coaches and there's some teams that have reached out to him that are there's technically still have their coach in place, but there's a lot of rumors that are heating up. And again, I know that we say we lose Harbaugh. It is what it is. But there's one team that we should be worried that definitely is going to inquire, and he is very interested. The rumor has it that he might wait and see what Buffalo does because he might be interested in the Buffalo Bills job.
Because of Josh Allen.
Yes.
That's the only reason why.
We gotta be very mindful. We can see, if he goes to another team, it is what it is. Going to the Bills it just makes things even worse for us.
Oh God, don't let that happen, please.
Well, that's the thing. If the report is true, I mean, and it's been reported everywhere that Harbaugh is waiting until next week. That means that would mean that Harbaugh is looking at what the results are going to be of the games this weekend.
Yeah,
That's going to help him make the decision.
Yup.
So I'm not saying you're right, Batman, but that wouldn't fit. That would make sense. Waiting to see what happens after this weekend, and then
Josina had posted earlier that John Harbaugh is one of the Dolphins' top head coach targets, but expect Miami to take a calculated approach with all the other names that they're interviewing. I don't know about y'all, but
So
if that is
Harbaugh
true,
isn't
that John
going to New York,
Harbaugh is the top candidate. Let's just say that's what it is. He's the top candidate for the Dolphins.
So
And if we
Harbaugh
don't get the
hasn't
top
gone to New
candidate,
York yet.
we're settling. So Ross
No,
didn't
Pete,
break the bank. Like, we're settling.
I think what we're gonna do is that we're gonna go into the hiring process with a different candidate. And what
That's
you're
why I
gonna do
said
with the Dolphins,
hypothetically, because I already reported he's a Giant.
let Batman
what
build
they're
on this.
gonna
Batman's talking
what
about the
they're gonna
posture, their
what they're
approach,
gonna
their
do
posture.
what they're gonna do is they're gonna submit a very reasonable, and it's gonna be up there with the offers he actually gets from other teams. But the Dolphins are not gonna pursue this like it's him and only him, and that's what it's gonna be. They're
Yeah.
gonna pursue somebody else,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna offer Harbaugh, and if he takes the job, he takes the job. But that's not
You
technically
guys
the
want me
number
to
one
give you a
choice.
hint? You guys
Yep.
want me to give you a
I
hint
agree
when
with you,
we lost
Batman.
out on Harbaugh? I'll tell you guys when Harbaugh made the decision to be the Giants head coach. The same day the Dolphins made the decision that Troy Aikman will now be aiding them in head coach search. Put two and two together. If you're not a slow blinker, now
Yeah.
you understand.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
window dressing.
So
It's about
when Troy
posture.
Aikman,
Posture.
when the fans were told that Troy Aikman is going to be aiding us in selecting the new head coach, that pretty
That's Mike
much told
McCarthy.
everyone we lost out on Harbaugh, okay?
But
Because you don't need no aid to bring in Harbaugh. I'm telling you guys right now. So it is what it
who
is.
has,
Go ahead.
wait a minute,
besides his
who
ties
has
with
the
the
same
Cowboys,
resume as Harbaugh that's out
What
there?
was that?
That's
besides the
McCarthy.
Cowboys,
McCarthy.
besides the
First of
McCarthy has
all,
a
I'm
Cowboys.
gonna
better
be
record than
honest with
Harbaugh.
you.
So you
Only
got
because
And
he's the
but
biggest name. Look. First of all, let me make this very clear to this whole entire fan base and everybody listening. My number one name for us to be head coach right now, it's still available, and I want Chris Shula bad. That's who I want. I want another, and I
Interesting.
flip-flop. Call me a flip-flop. I never told y'all there was a little star next to it, right? I never wanted a first-time head coach, but I always vouched for Chris Shula to be a first-time head coach for the Dolphins. So my coach could still be out there. This Harbaugh crap that everybody fantasized over,
yeah,
this man lost a locker room in Baltimore with a back-to-back MVP quarterback. That's not a good look, bro. That's not a good look. I'm sorry. If Sean McDermott gets fired from Buffalo, that man couldn't win with Josh Allen. That's not a good look. Oh, but he was in Buffalo so long. He won so many games, won so many division titles. Cool story. It was an easy division. You caught the Patriots rebuilding, the Dolphins rebuilding, and the Jets are going to be the Jets. They've been ran out of fuel. Sean McDermott is another letdown. That's what I'm saying. I want a first-time head coach, and I want it to be Chris Shula. Stamp his bloodline, put it in here. I'm fine with that. I'm not saying it's going to result into huge things, but I think at this moment where we're at right now, Stefanski,
We got options, bro. We got options.
We got Stefanski. No, we don't, bro. I don't like no Stefanski. No Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak is AKA Mike McDaniel, Kyle Shanahan. I don't want that. Now,
McCarthy.
you got, who else was out there? What was
McCarthy.
Robert Saleh? Y'all want
Nick
Robert
Saban.
Saleh? It's not no Nick
No.
Saban. I'm talking about confirmed
You know,
interviews that we
Saban
that
was
John
here,
Eric Sullivan and Troy
and Saban
Aikman
couldn't
are
do
producing
anything.
right now.
Okay, he
These are
didn't
real
last
names.
long.
These are not hypotheticals, bro.
Yeah,
Real
but he didn't
names.
have
Clint
Tua.
Kubiak.
But he didn't last long.
Nick Saban said he would
What,
come out of
bro?
retirement to coach Tua.
It's such a Dolphin thing. Y'all gonna laugh. Y'all gonna get mad. We're gonna end up waking up, and it's gonna probably say Robert Saleh is the new Dolphins head coach. They want a hard-nosed approach, defensive-minded coach, change the culture. They're gonna do all of that all over again, and I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know why. He was an early call. He was one of their first head coaching calls. So when you like
Oh, was
someone,
he?
that's
Can
the
we
first
do?
call you make.
Can we do a ranking? Like, since we know who's available, like, okay, it's Harbaugh,
Well, hold on.
LaFleur.
Before we do that, what's Shula's resume besides being the son? What's his resume? Like, how many years? What's his best position?
Yeah.
What's his resume?
I mean, look his resume. He's a defensive coordinator. He has a good secondary, a young defensive line. They play hard. They play fast.
No,
He's
but I'm
always,
saying how
they're
many
winning.
years has he been doing this with the Rams?
Oh,
He's been there a few years
for
since
a
Sean
while.
McVay's been there. Yeah.
4
Yeah,
years?
he was actually probably doing it when his father was. Well, maybe not. When did Don Shula pass? When Don? I
I
said
think it was in
40
22.
years.
I think it was in 22.
Yeah. I don't even know how
I get it.
old.
Hey, Ghost
I don't know
100 and
how
all of you
old
guys in
It's
the
during
chat.
COVID.
Oh, Mike
During COVID.
McCarthy. We haven't got confirmation that Mike McCarthy came over here to interview, my guy. And why
No.
does everybody sit here and automatically think, oh, these two guys work together, they like each other? What y'all
He
think?
does.
Nothing like Brian Flores and Tua doesn't happen anywhere else where there's beef
I
in
never
the
said
system.
he had
I'm not saying.
a
I'm just saying,
interview.
like Mike McCarthy probably don't even like John Eric Sullivan. Mike McCarthy probably looks at John Eric Sullivan as like, bro, I'm smarter than that guy. I should be the GM over there.
Yeah,
He ain't got no Mike McCarthy
Pete,
interview.
it's the
Yeah, oh, they
connections.
worked over there together. It don't matter if they
No,
work
Pete.
together. Brian
It's
Flores
not
and Tua
just
work
Uh,
together.
it's not just them, but you also have the Aikman factor now, a cowboy, and Mike McCarthy was a cowboy too. So you have those two things. It's not just Sullivan.
I don't know, bro. Aikman is probably leading us into a tank mode, bro. We're gonna wake up and it's gonna be Robert Saleh. We're gonna wake up and it might even be. And you know what's gonna happen? I know exactly how it's gonna happen. When we wake up, and if this happens, breaking news: Dolphins hire Robert Saleh as the new coach. All of y'all are gonna find y'all positive into liking this new hire. Y'all gonna figure it out. Y'all gonna say, you know what? Maybe the Jets do stink. He won't stink over here on his side. He had a lot to learn. What can they say? Oh, yeah, he learned from a dysfunctional franchise. That's good on his end. He could come here and work on his mistakes and get better. Well, what are they going to say and be happy about this Robert Saleh, bro? Because they're going to, I'm telling you, whatever next head coach, they're going to find the good and dismiss the bad like there was never no bad and they didn't get fired from that other land. What's about to happen?
Well, McCarthy hasn't been interviewed, but if he's available, when he gets available, he probably will be interviewed.
The list of GMs. The Dolphins told us the list of GMs, John.
What?
They told us the list when they. No, I'm just giving you an example, right? The Dolphins gave us a list of GMs that they're interviewing. The Dolphins went into their second phase of GM interviews and told us exactly who there were. The Dolphins are now giving us the names. That's what I'm saying, John. The Dolphins are now giving us the names of the head coaches that they're about to hire. They gave us like 5 options. Harbaugh is off the table now. Guess what? The fans are still talking about names that aren't on that list, like we're going to hire someone.
That's because they're...
It's a wrap. You know what that's telling me?
Is McCarthy still in the playoffs?
You know what that tells me, John? The list they got, they're not happy with. They want names that are not even requested to interview with our team. This fan base ain't satisfied with nobody we hire in the next coming days. None of them. Because, I mean, Bill in the chat said his number one, I'm lying. And Bill in the chat said his number one is Kevin Stefanski. Maybe some fans will be happy. I can't speak for all of them, but I'm speaking for those specifically, asking for names that weren't even interviewed, not even invited, not even looked. John Eric Sullivan, he don't see him like you guys see it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that, John? Isn't that a tell factor that the next decision the Dolphins make is going to be a poor decision? Be honest. The chat doesn't like Clint Kubiak. The chat hasn't been banging the table for what's the other name? There's so many bad names. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not remembering. Clint Kubiak.
Oh, dude. I don't know how I feel. Okay.
So what if the Dolphins? I mean, I get what you're saying. The names aren't really like.
Shula.
What if they traded for LaFleur?
Yeah. Give him Tua.
Oh, yeah, just set us back even more. All we could do is build through the draft. We ain't got no salary cap, and we're trading.
We need to build through the draft, though.
Cap, that would be the worst thing our organization has ever done. It would be worse than paying Tua.
Well, we're gonna have to pay Tua anyway, right?
So I mean, if we don't go the Harbaugh route, we don't go. What's up, Bryce? We don't go the LaFleur route. I mean, the next plan C would be McCarthy or Kubiak as plan D, or flip flop, whatever. It could be McCarthy or Kubiak or McCarthy. I mean, you got Shula out there. You got Vance Joseph.
Don't
You got
forget, we're
Stefanski.
interviewing Stefanski. Don't forget.
Yeah.
I think Stefanski's got a better shot than Mike McCarthy. I wouldn't
So
touch Mike McCarthy with a 10-foot pole.
that's 6 so
Okay.
far, right?
Okay.
Technically,
Let me
that's
see.
5.
Yeah,
Harbaugh,
I want to
Stefanski,
see.
Chris Shula,
I
Salah.
think they're trying to see. I
Robert
think they're trying to
Sala, Clint
see
Kubiak,
Oh,
That's
who the
wait.
5.
and there
Giants
was one
take.
more. There was one more. Hold on.
Vance
Clint
Joseph is coming in
Kubiak,
tomorrow.
The
Chris
DC of the
Shula,
Seahawks,
John
Who?
Harbaugh,
Kubiak.
Robert Sala.
and then the OC too, right?
They were talking about that earlier. I think somebody said something about the DC and OC.
I think they took the OC and DC of the Seahawks.
Really?
I could be wrong, but I think they're trying to see where Harbaugh goes. They're trying to play their cards right, but it's
Harbaugh just
Harbaugh. If Harbaugh doesn't go to the Giants, they're going
Well,
all in
look,
on
I mean,
Harbaugh.
the Giants still have their GM, and they're not going to give up their GM. So that's one con versus the pro. I mean, he wants
Correct.
GM
somebody
duties.
put it. Somebody put it in the chat earlier, Cap. Harbaugh just finished telling y'all the two teams he's gonna decide. I
Cam
already
Ward
told y'all
or the
that
Giants, yeah.
Harbaugh is a New York Giant. Harbaugh just got reported that he's looking at quarterback film between the Giants and the
And the
Titans.
Titans.
He's
And
letting
he
you
ain't going
guys
to the
know
Titans. And
it's
he ain't
either
going to the
Giants
Titans.
or Titans. I already told y'all he's a Giant head coach. He already selected him.
That's what I've been saying
McKenzie went to
too.
Tennessee, right?
But guess what? Him saying that, oh, I'm watching film after rejecting the Dolphins is kind of like a diss and a shot to us. Like, y'all ain't got no quarterback to watch film on, bro. Y'all ain't,
He
I'm
has
I'm not picking the Dolphins. What
he did
quarterback
not.
film do I have to work with? What do you have to sell me? A 5'8", 170-pound speed back? Really? A-Chain is all you got? Tyreek Hill with a busted knee? Waddle that can't make a catch in the cold?
I got a guy for
What do
you.
you
I got a
got?
guy for you. I got a guy for you. His name's Quinn Ewers, buddy.
It's over with, bro. Quinn Ewers
And
was only
he's
going to work with Mike McDaniel. We need a new offensive coordinator, a new
bullshit.
system.
Quinn
It's
Ewers
over with,
almost
bro.
saved Mike McDaniel's job. If
In this
Quinn
league,
Ewers started,
you don't survive with almost, bro. That's why he's fired.
Pete, listen to me. Let me talk you down. If Quinn Ewers started week 1, Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel would still have jobs today. And we'd be playing today, by the way. We'd be playing today.
I'm going to hit
That's
you
a
Or
with
bold
tomorrow.
take, bro.
Shout out to True Fin Fan. He's probably still depressed. Haven't seen him over here on this land.
True. I
But
saw him last night.
Guess what, Bryson? I'll hit you with one of his lines. If my uncle had tits, she'll be my aunt.
Yeah, well, it's the saying if my grandma had balls, she'd be my grandpa. That's the real saying. But listen,
Yeah,
I
But
don't.
you know what
Yeah,
the
well,
real
that's
thing
what I
is?
tried to tell you the other day when you said Mike McDaniel
it's
has a
over.
super playoff win. That's the same thing I said to you the other day when you said, "Well, the Dolphins basically have a playoff win with Mike McDaniel. They basically have one." And I tried to tell you the same shit. But
I'm
listen,
sorry. Go
fuck all
ahead.
that.
Break my jaw,
Fuck all that.
Bryson.
The
Talk
Giants
to me about how
hold.
you feel.
The Giants hold the domino that's gonna fall. That will set off this whole coaching hire. If they go, they got 2 options: Stefanski or Harbaugh. They're gonna go all in on Harbaugh, and they'll go with Stefanski if not. And I think everybody's waiting for this weekend to see if LaFleur gets fired or if Mike Tomlin gets fired, because
Yeah.
those are still on the
It's tonight. They
table.
play tonight, right?
Yeah. The Packers play tonight,
LaFleur
and then
does.
the Steelers play Monday, and they're going to lose Monday. I think Tomlin's safe. That's what's being reported. I don't know about LaFleur. He's an oddball to me.
From what I
And
understand, he's not signing the extension until after the season. That's why I brought up the trade aspect, because we can't get him unless we trade for him.
And honestly, if the Giants get cold feet or they want to hire quickly, which I don't think is what's going to happen, if John Harbaugh doesn't go to the Giants, I see a future where he sits out for a year. I really don't think we're even close for Harbaugh. I think we're going to be in the talks because we have the money and we're just going to ramp up his
We're
real
always in the
team.
talks. Everybody uses us for leverage. We're always in the
Yes,
talks.
because Stephen Ross hands out blank checks. And so he's going to tell the Giants, hey, Dolphins are offering me this. You can either match it or I'm walking. And so that's why you're going to hear us be reported. I don't think we have any shot. I don't think Harbaugh wants to start from fucking day one, ground zero. He's got to rip this bitch down. He don't want to do that.
Unless he gets his quarterback.
But that's what I'm saying. He's got to wait till 2027 to get his quarterback. And even then, who knows what, like, literally, GMs like to rip teams down and build them up from scratch. Head coaches at Harbaugh's level don't necessarily like to do that. I mean, even Andy Reid didn't have to do that when he took the Chiefs job.
I'll put it to you like this, though. If you want stability without the pressure and you want to retire, I think Miami would be the best suit for him as far as not having that pressure opposed to New York pressure.
I
That media will eat him alive.
I agree because you don't have the media presence that New York has. You don't have all the eyes looking at you like New York has. And if Ross likes you, you get unlimited time. Bro,
Yeah.
like, he would have 3 years before they even start talking about hot seats. 3 years is a long time in the NFL. I mean, look at the Broncos.
That's what I like about Chris Shula, Bryson. That's why I want him to be the coach. They're gonna give that guy the full contract.
I wouldn't hate that. I think he's just a little bit too young.
I wouldn't mind that, man. I mean, I get it, but I wouldn't mind it. He's pedigree.
Is he an alpha,
At this
though?
point,
Like,
where
what's
our
his
team is
personality
at,
like?
we need a coach that's going to build it for the next 4 years. 2 years with bad cap, show us what you can build through the draft, and then entering that
But
third
Pete,
year
is
when we
Shula,
actually got
is
some
he an alpha?
financial. Yeah,
I don't know his
everybody
personality.
loves him and respects him.
I really don't. I don't
He's
either.
a hard
Well,
nosed,
everyone
tough
loves
coach,
and
bro.
respects McDaniel, but that dude's the biggest beta I've ever seen in the league.
But he's
So you're asking if he's a yes man. That's what you're asking?
Yeah, I don't want a
Yeah.
yes man. I want a motherfucker.
You don't push him. You don't push a Shula around. That's the standard.
No, I agree. I want a Flores, but
In
that
other
has
words, he
better
got it from his
personal
father
skills.
or grandfather or whatever.
I want a Flores, but has better relationship skills. That's all I want.
And you know what? I'm glad you said that, Bryson, because I lied earlier. I said Chris Shula's my number one, but bringing back Flores is exactly what the best choice would be in this Dolphins community. And let's all
I'm telling you,
be
bro.
honest. Flores is the best
Ravens?
because what we need, a complete rebuild with a bad roster, he already proved he can do, and he thrived in that. So, in fact, the organization, if
You
they
can end
need
the law.
winning and business,
Hey,
you
we can end the
give Brian
lawsuit.
Flores another shot.
Hey,
That would end the lawsuit too.
if the Ravens
will go in your favor.
That ain't gonna happen. But listen, if the
Dude,
Ravens hire
Drew's not
Brian
gonna be hurt.
Flores, if the Ravens hire Brian Flores, that's gonna be a scary team in the next 3 years. That's who should hire Brian Flores is the fucking Ravens.
No, that's what I'm hearing. My boss told me yesterday because he's a Baltimore guy. He's like, "What's your thoughts on Brian Flores?" I'm like, "Why?" Because we're hearing a lot about him, and I'm like, "Whoa, okay."
I think that would be the only team that would say, "Fuck you, I don't care about he's getting blackballed," because he is getting blackballed by the NFL. But I think they would be like, "We don't give a fuck about
Mike
that."
McDaniel as OC, bro.
I don't think that's gonna happen, but that would be a nasty duo.
Or Brian Flores.
The Lions will get Mike McDaniel before the Ravens do, though. Because the Lions, they have all Dolphin
head coach of the Ravens. Imagine Brian Flores, head coach of the Ravens, with Mike McDaniel as OC.
Well, it was supposed to be down here. Yeah, bro, that was what we were supposed to have down here.
So, Bryson, I've been asking the gentleman, so shout out to Fred for pulling up. So I want to hear both of you guys' thoughts. How would you gentlemen feel? How would you gentlemen feel if you woke up tomorrow and Adam Schefter said, breaking news, the Dolphins hired head coach Robert Saleh to run the program?
Fred, you want to take this one or you want me?
Yeah, Fred. No, let Fred answer. Let Fred.
I'll go first, Bryce.
Go ahead, Fred.
Thanks a lot, man. Me, myself, Robert Saleh. No, I wouldn't be good with Saleh as head coach, bro. I wouldn't be good.
Okay, so
with
actually, I'm sorry, because I'm sorry. This is the way I want to ask it. I'm going to give you the list of names that the Dolphins have given us. The same way they gave us their GM list and they hired a guy off of their GM list, because we could be up here for 39 days and give coaches names all day. But the Dolphins are giving us the names they're interviewing. Those names are
Amen.
John Harbaugh,
Amen.
who John Harbaugh, who some can scratch off already. He's not coming. Kevin Stefanski, Chris Shula, Clint Kubiak. Help me there with the next one. Robert Saleh, and I forgot the last one. It's one more.
Stefanski,
Saleh,
Shula, Kubiak,
Shula,
Vance Joseph
Clint
is coming in
Kubiak.
tomorrow, or he's doing a virtual from what I heard tomorrow.
Oh, and
so
Jeff
far,
Hafley.
yeah.
And Jeff Hafley. I keep
And
forgetting the
Hafley, yes,
defensive
yeah,
coordinator.
All right, let me
yes,
answer.
yes.
I
That's
heard
seven.
they had to do
That's
Out of
seven.
those
Let
five
go,
head
man.
coach
Let Bryson
names,
go, bro.
out of those
they
five
they
names,
have to
Jeff
do the
Hafley.
versatile first
All right, can I
because
answer real quick?
that way they could get an invite. You know,
Number
that way you can see
one,
them in person later.
number one,
One
I
of
don't
those
want
guys
that.
are going to be the next head coach. I know what I'm
Number
telling you.
one, I don't want the extra for King Xerxes in the new 300 movie to be my head coach. Number two, he ain't an alpha. He is not an alpha. He is not an alpha
Who are you
male.
talking about, Bryson?
I'm talking about Robert Saleh. That was the one you asked.
Okay.
Bro, that
And
guy's
No,
number
alpha. What are you
three,
it's
talking
all of
about,
them.
bro?
number three,
I gave you
listen.
all the names, so talk about all of the names.
Okay, but let me just finish on Robert Saleh because that was the original
Where's Salah
question.
right now? Where is Salah right now?
The Niners.
He's
Okay,
in the
that defense.
playoffs with the
Okay,
49ers.
exactly. How is he not alpha, bro?
Let me, can I answer? He's an X and O's guy. We've been hiring X and O's guys for 15, 20 years. We don't need an X and O's guy. Harbaugh's not even a fucking X and O's guy.
No, I get that, but every time he's gone back to the 49ers, the defense was legit, bro. The defense was legit when he went back to the 49ers.
We need a culture guy. He could never develop a culture in New York. Why is he going to develop a culture in Miami? I
Because the
don't want
culture
an
was
X and
based
O's
around
guy.
Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I get it. I'm
Listen.
with you, but the culture was revolved around Aaron Rodgers, not Salah.
But he would no. Robert Saleh was there years before Rodgers got there.
I
They
get that, but
drafted
they
Zach
both.
Wilson.
I get that, but they both came together at the time where they wanted Rodgers over him.
Would
I
Shula
know.
be a culture
But
guy?
listen, this is my thing. We have been hiring X and O's guy. He is an outstanding defense coordinator, probably top 10 coordinator in the league. He is an outstanding coordinator. He will always have a coordination job, and he's getting looked at head coach. I don't want him as a head coach. I want a culture guy that can
No, I
bring
get you.
in
I get
X
you.
and O's
I
guys.
get
That's
you.
just me personally. But hey, if you want him, I can't blame you. He's a great coach.
As a DC,
we've had yeah. As a DC, I would hire him in an instant as a DC. But I'm saying as a head coach.
Why? Let me see, man. Like, come on, Cap. You're comparing him, his defense, man, to.
No,
you're talking
as
about
a
the
coach,
49ers.
no, look, listen, as a plan, look,
Hold on,
right
Cap.
now, he's not even plan C. He's not even plan C. But I'm saying to say the man is not an alpha, that's a little bit premature.
I don't think he's an alpha.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know Salah enough as being an alpha, man.
Bro,
you
he's
know what
coaching
I mean?
alpha men on defense. What are you talking about?
Okay, man. He's coaching alpha men on defense for the 49ers. Come on, man. Let's not make it like the
And their
49ers
backup
defense.
players, Fred. They're backup players because the majority of them are all hurt and they're still in the playoffs.
Hold on,
All right,
Cap.
I think I'm
Let's
back.
don't make it. Let's don't make it like the 49ers defense and the Dolphins defense.
Listen, I don't even think
the whole roster is
I don't even
banged up,
think
Fred.
Shanahan's a legit alpha either.
He's saying that he can make the Dolphins defense like the 49ers. So it
We've
would
had
be an
that with
alpha.
Flores.
Hey,
We had that with Flores. They didn't give a shit.
How can you do that? How can he make
I
the defense?
understand
Hold on,
what
Joe.
you guys are saying.
How can he make the Dolphins defense like the 49ers? We're talking about totally different players, bro. I think
Different scheme. He has to change the scheme, Fred.
You would have to change the scheme.
In Tampa,
I think that,
Fred,
hold on,
in
Joe.
49ers, he
Joe.
runs a 4-3. Here, we ran a 3-4. Go ahead, Fred. Keep
We
going.
need to go back to a 4-3.
Okay,
I
but he's
agree.
got them dudes, man. He's got them dudes up front, man. You know, the 49ers players are totally.
Not only that, he's got the best
man,
linebacker in football.
Yeah, exactly.
Players
bro.
come and go.
Come on, man. Come on, bro. Like, you know, it's not like the same.
Fred Warner's a future Hall of Famer.
Hold on now, because honestly, Robert Saleh might get killed if the Eagles beat the 49ers in the playoffs tomorrow, I believe. But guess what? Robert Saleh is working with street linebackers right now.
I'm
They just
telling you,
hired
bro.
that
What do you
guy has
mean?
the worst. He has the worst defense right now. His whole defense is banged up. It's almost like
Yeah,
our
well,
defense.
no, his whole
What
defense
happened
is
to
banged
us,
up.
Leighton? Yeah, everybody on defense is banged up. He's missing everybody. Fred Warner's been
But the
hurt.
Eagles are
They
dog
just
shit,
got
bro.
a
Eagles are dog
linebacker
shit.
out
They
of the
Bro,
walk
street,
the
and he
Eagles.
was, hey,
but
Fred, and he was at Green Bay for like a year, and that defense flourished when he was
They
there too.
will
I'm just
walk the
saying.
Eagles, bro. The
Okay.
So in
49ers
other
will have
words,
no issues
so
with
I
them
do want to
guys.
give Robert Saleh some credit, even if he gets 40 put on him this weekend. His whole
yeah,
defense, all his
Dude, he
linebackers,
ain't
his D
getting
line is banged up.
27
yeah.
put on him,
You
bro. The
can't get
Eagles are
you for
dog
the
shit. That
And those guys,
for
hey, they
offensive
were one.
coordinator for
Hey,
the Eagles is dog
in the
shit.
playoffs. You can't put
Listen,
Salah's
bro,
name on what
I watch
happens in the
I
game
watch around the
because of
league
the
more than I watch
defense
the Dolphins. The
injuries.
Eagles are dog shit. They are trash. They're not even half the team they are last year.
if it wasn't
Their
for
coordinators are
Bryson, if it
shit.
wasn't for Fangio, they'd be in trouble.
Yes, Fangio is the only reason. Thank you. Fangio is literally the only reason they are in the playoffs, as well as having the worst division in football.
Saquon hasn't done anything. Devontae Smith has
Hey,
been, off and on.
Yeah,
AJ
it
Brown
was
keeps
not their
complaining.
fault. It's the
It's
hey, Pete.
offensive
Goddard.
coordinator.
Hey,
Goddard's the
Pete.
one
Hey,
doing
And
Pete.
everything.
Hurts.
And
Pete, tell me
Hurts.
this,
Goddard
Hurts
and
bro.
is
Hurts.
shit too.
Hey, Pete. Let me ask you this, Pete. Like,
So
Yep.
are any of
has
these
Phillips done anything?
are any of these coaching candidates like are they any like offensive coordinators? However, you know what I mean, ready to hold motherfuckers accountable and just be a tough coach, bro. That's what I need. I want an offensive minded head
We
coach,
need
but a tough
we need a
dude, bro.
DC. I'm
That's what I
sorry,
want, bro.
Fred.
But a tough dude.
We need a DC, Fred. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so if you want an offensive-minded head coach, there's only one on this list that he's actually pretty tough. It's Kevin Stefanski. Who
Is
That's the only one.
Stefanski tough, bro?
Remember,
Is he?
yeah,
Is,
these are the 5 coaches,
And I
but in
wouldn't hate
reality,
that,
and shout out
to
to
be
Ghost
honest.
100 in the chat because he's 100% right.
You would
In
not hate
I
that?
reality,
wouldn't.
we have 5
Okay.
head coaches interview. We have not yet reached out to Jeff Hafley, but he's considered to, but it hasn't been interviewed yet. But the 5 interview requests, right, are John
Yeah.
Harbaugh, Robert Saleh, Clint Kubiak, Kevin Stefanski, and Chris Shula. So it's only 5. But in
And
reality,
Haley
it's
too.
only 4 now if you scratch off John Harbaugh. Now it's Saleh, Kubiak, Stefanski, and Shula. So if you want the offensive-minded guy, it only leaves you now with Stefanski. Now,
And
Damn.
Stefanski's not a bad hire. I don't care. Listen, it's the fucking Browns, bro. Like Stefanski, if we
what is he gonna
end
do?
up with
Bring in
Stefanski,
Joe
I will
Dirt for
not
a
be
year,
upset at
Joe
all.
Flacco?
But the thing is, with Stefanski, I've seen that he can like work with the backup to the backup to the backup quarterback. So if we
I
have
like
Yes.
that.
problems down
I
here,
like that cat. I like that
Hey, wait
cat.
a
I
minute.
like that.
What
He'll bring in.
scares me off of Stefanski is that his name comes with a receipt with warranty. He has a warranty receipt written all over him. He's gonna bring in either Kirk Cousins or Joe Flacco as the bridge quarterback to compete against Quinn Ewers.
And I like
What
that.
about he?
no,
He
hey,
wouldn't bring
hey,
in.
Ghost is right too.
He,
Coach of the year not too long ago, almost that whole Browns
Two-time. No,
coaching
he's a
staff was.
two-time coach of the year.
Hey, what's up with Kubiak, man? What's Kubiak? Where is he from? And
His
He's
pops,
the
his pops
defensive
pedigree, bro.
coordinator for the Seahawks.
he's a defensive coordinator for the Seahawks.
Yep.
I like that. But for a defensive coordinator,
Bro, they're top 10. They're top 10 in everything, Fred. And they're top 10 in defense. They're top 10 in offense. They're top 10 in running. They're top 10 in receiving. They're top 10 all around the board.
my only fear is
man.
I think it's McDonald that's doing everything there, bro. Like I'm nervous with the Seahawks because, bro,
And McDonald was a nobody, right? McDonald just came out of
Fred, how
nowhere
you
in 1
feel
year.
about this
Out of
GM,
nowhere,
bro? How you feel about the GM hire?
Who is
This
it?
is the new GM requesting these head coach names. This is who he's trying
and my boy Troy Aikman too. Hey, don't forget about my boy Troy Aikman. He up there. He doing his work.
I heard he
I'm starting
stayed.
to think they're doing the opposite of what Troy Aikman wants.
I heard he stayed.
Bro, you high on
Troy
kite, bro.
Aikman has
You high on kite.
Troy Aikman has a say in it.
I heard he's staying for the coaching search.
He
Yeah.
doesn't have a say in anything, John. He has an opinion on
He
things.
Well,
does.
that's
he does.
what
Don't listen to
I'm,
him. Don't
I'm
listen to
just,
Pete. Pete
A
told
former
you that.
quarterback.
Pete also told you McDaniel was the head coach for next year, and I told you
Troy
that
Aikman
2 days
doesn't.
before he got
He's
hired.
not.
It was a lie.
He's not the reason why. If Troy Aikman says this is what we must do. No.
No,
Troy
no,
Aikman
you're
is
right.
there
You're right.
no, but he's got a
No, but he
say.
does have a
He doesn't
say.
coach.
I mean,
This
he's
is
got
what
a
Troy
say
Aikman is
in what's
doing,
going
Bryson.
on.
Bryson, this is what Troy Aikman is doing. John Eric Sullivan says, I'm going to interview Harbaugh, Stefanski, Shula, Clint Kubiak, and this and that. Is this
Y'all
a good
can't listen. I
thing?
love you,
And
Pete, but
Troy
you can't
Aikman
listen
is
to this
there like,
fucker.
yeah, that's a good solid list of
Hey,
names.
wait
I
a
like
minute.
3 of those, 4 of those guys. Those 4 of those guys are good in my
Who
book.
has the final
Literally,
say?
Yeah.
the
Who's John
reason
L.
we
Sullivan,
brought
bro?
Sullivan in is because of Aikman.
Who's
Aikman
John L.
chose
Sullivan, bro?
Sullivan. He was the reason we interviewed Sullivan. Troy Aikman. That was his
Interesting.
guy.
That's
So that's
probably
the general manager now, Sullivan.
maybe
Yeah.
that's who Harbaugh wants.
You must have not been up here when
Nah, I
KP
wasn't.
broke news, and you must have to go back to listen to when early on in the show when KP
Oh,
broke,
okay.
and you'll understand why you're loud and wrong, Bryson.
What happened? What did he
What
say?
did
What did he say?
KP break? What did KP break?
KB, what did KP
You want me to
break,
remind
bro?
you, gentlemen?
He,
Yeah, well, yeah, it was yeah.
KP, from
He
his
did.
source, pretty much reported that the reason we have John Eric Sullivan over here is because let's say, as an example, that's why I said go back and listen to it. If there was us 5 up here voting, us 5 guys that are up here now, 3 of us have to pass in order to hire John Eric Sullivan. Brandon Shore was the last vote, Bryson, and he decided to go with John Eric Sullivan over Chad Alexander. That guarantees Chad Alexander a hire would guarantee John
Okay,
Harbaugh
listen to
in
me.
Miami. So
Listen
all
to
the
me.
John Harbaugh
So the
sweepstakes,
collective, there
we
were 6
lost
guys.
out.
There
We
were
missed
6
out.
guys in the
It's not
collective.
happening.
It was
Yeah.
Ross, Shore,
Yeah, well, that's
Garfinkel,
bullshit because
Aikman.
Barry Jackson said it was
Listen,
a unanimous decision.
Wait. Aikman, the son-in-law, and there's one more. There has to be one more.
Marino was involved.
Marino. So that's 6 heads right there. Out of those 6, Pete
So
might
that
be
means
right. The
4.
majority vote
That
might have
means
went the
4.
other way.
No. See, that's where you
4
guys are
went one
wrong.
way
It wasn't a
and 2
majority
went the other.
vote. It was
Hold
a
up.
unanimous vote.
That
And when-
unanimous guy is Brandon Shore, Bryson. That's
Bullshit.
the breaking
You
news.
don't know the definition of unanimous.
Okay.
Unanimous
Hey, look.
means all 6 voted for him, and that is well reported.
I hope
I-
KP is
I-
listening and come back.
I
and
don't
join
like
us.
that, man.
KP can come up all he wants. I don't care, bro. I'm telling you what's being reported.
Hey, man,
So
I don't like.
all of them voted for Sullivan.
All of them, all 6, yes.
Well, hey, if he can do a good job, and whoever that coach is, see, here's my problem. If you don't mind me saying about Harbaugh, Harbaugh is a control freak. He even stated in his interview, this is what he wants. One of them is he wants his general manager. Would Sullivan be his general manager? I don't know.
Well, let's be honest. He ain't. I don't care. There's not a team in the league that picks a head coach before they pick a GM. It is always
So
the
let's-
GM
let's-
that picks the head coach.
Let's put it like this. Maybe they didn't go after Alexander because maybe the other Harbaugh said, look, I don't want him to go anywhere. So maybe Harbaugh John is like, well, okay, whatever's left over because I'm going to pass on Alexander so Chargers can keep him in the future. I'm going for my future. So maybe,
Yep.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good
Hey,
point.
man, you know what? That makes me think, man, like this John Eric Sullivan dude, right? He's gonna be like a yes man, bro, if you ask me. Bro.
Exactly, Fred.
If it comes down to fucking what's his name, Ross and Garfinkel, when they got the last say on shit, bro, I believe that's because they still want to have control of their general manager and have their general manager just be a fucking yes man, bro.
Yeah, bro. But
Exactly. That's why they hired the guy with no relationships around the league. He's been buttered up all through Green Bay for the last 20 years. Hasn't been nowhere. They hired the easy guy that they can run.
Yeah.
100%.
They did that with head coach already and Mike McDaniel. The easy
And they're
guy.
doing it now with the GM.
With
They
the
went
GM,
against
yeah.
the grain instead of hiring Chad Alexander. This is what me and KP and everybody was talking about. If they would have hired Chad Alexander, that would have brought in John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh had big demands. He wanted to have control with Chad. He wanted to clean house the right way. You think someone like Garfinkel and Brandon Shore benefit out of someone like Chad Alexander and John Harbaugh that want to come in and sweep house?
Bro, sounds like they want the fucking head coach to be a yes man.
They wanted the nice guy that saves their job. They wanted the guy that they can control and be buddies with, and their job is safe, bro. We're in trouble. This was a poor decision, and Troy Aikman's name is involved, and I wouldn't be shocked in the future if we hear, well, I told Stephen Ross to go with Harbaugh and Alexander, but they didn't want to listen. I can't wait to hear it.
That could be a possibility too, man.
Yeah. Very possible, bro. Very possible.
I agree.
Yep.
That's why I tell you, these names that we have, these are serious contenders. We're going to wake up, and one of these names are going to be our head coach. Stefanski, Shula, Kubiak is going to be the other guy, Robert Saleh. That's what one of those guys are going to be the next head coach for the Dolphins.
Saleh seems to me like he would be a yes guy.
If Chicago beats the brakes off the Packers, bro, does that make it better or worse?
Yeah, what's not to say he wouldn't get
would probably make it better if you want another name. Okay.
It seems like the Dolphins are staying away from guys that come from winning organizations.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't like that guy, bro. I'm not.
Who don't you like?
I don't like LaFleur, bro. I don't like his demeanor. I just don't like his. I don't like him. I was upset when
I didn't know anything about him, so
let's hire LaFleur. I don't like LaFleur.
Is there anybody you do like, Pete?
yeah,
he
went Shula.
I'm happy with Chris Shula.
Jeez Louise.
Hey, look, the positive on Shula is he's a defensive-minded guy. He could probably coach defense.
Yeah.
I like Shula.
Yeah, but would you want to put that kind of pressure on him?
Well, he would be maybe a culture change.
I would like the pedigree, man. Just the name alone, man, would bring back some type of stability. You know what I mean?
No, that it would bring back people just in the seats.
And he's a first-time coach. I get it.
Because of the name.
I would get it. He's a first-time
guy
coach,
in practice,
but he's an exception to the rule, bro.
Cap. That guy in practice has to go against Sean McVay and that offensive line.
Exactly.
Matthew Stafford, Puka, Devontae. He's there.
Exactly. The number one arsenal, bro. The number one arsenal right now, bro.
And his defense is fighting every practice trying to figure it
against
out.
Against the best division in the league.
Yep.
Can I ask you, is he a West? Was Shula in the West Coast system?
Yep. Sean McVay.
He was.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope it doesn't keep Tua.
Let's just put it like this: the last guy that came from McVay's tree is the coach for Jacksonville.
Wow.
Hey, look,
Ian
man.
Rappaport, breaking news. Ian Rappaport broke an hour ago. One, he said Aaron Rodgers wants to come back to the Steelers in 2026, whatever. But now he also mentioned that 49ers defensive coordinator, Robert Saleh, is a top head coach candidate. And what were we told? That the Dolphins are pursuing a top head coach candidate. Y'all don't understand, man. I got a feeling it's going to end up being Robert Saleh in Miami.
Well, maybe.
I just have that
Yeah,
funny gut
look,
feeling
look,
it's
man.
gonna
Let's
be
look.
Robert Saleh.
We talk about these defensive coordinators, man. That that we're highly, that their defense was this and their defense was that. I mean, come on, man. It is what it is. It's the players that them defensive coordinators had also played a big part in it, bro. And if you ask me, I don't care what defensive coordinator you bring into Miami, bro. If you ain't got them dogs like that, it just ain't gonna work, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
It's gonna be the
you got
same
it.
thing, man. You got to
You
have the
got it.
players. You got to have the
Yep.
players of that mentality, bro. You know what I mean? If you ask me, man, you could take a not so great defensive coordinator, but if he's got some dogs to work with, bro, he's got a good chance of his defense being great. And without him even being a heard of dude, man, you know what I'm saying? It's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Give me
I
a
was like
second.
the guy.
What up,
I
Dom?
was like the guy that said he wanted
Dom,
Stefanski.
mic
That's who
check.
I want.
I might get flashed again. Dom, you got a mic?
Hey, what's up?
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
man.
yeah, hey, what happened?
Oh,
I
what
seen
up,
the
Dom?
what
What up?
happened? I
What
seen
up?
the thing this morning.
Oh
What?
man, they flashed me yesterday. Some guy and lady came on camera doing some pornographic stuff, bro.
Oh,
And
man.
I tried
Yeah.
to kick him out. The screen blew up even bigger. No, man.
Man,
Oh God, bro.
man, if the Dolphins choose Robert Saleh, that would be probably like one of the dumbest decisions. They
That would
have
be
to
like
even
plan.
talk to him.
That would be like plan E.
That's like, because I mean, you got to look at what he did with the Jets. Like, he had no success there. You know, basically got
No.
booted.
Yeah, I disagree. I think Salah had the Jets defense, man, at one time was like top 5
Yeah.
defense, bro.
He
Yeah,
did
but
You know
He
what
have
I'm
had the
saying?
the
number one
defense one
secondary
time
with
before they
DJ
did.
Reed and Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was his offense. It was his offense.
It was the
quarterback that
offense.
was struggling, bro.
yeah, but that exit between like Aaron Rodgers and that whole interaction thing, kind of like I don't know, I left a sour taste in my mouth, man. It wasn't like a good look on him the way it's like.
Well, let me ask you guys. Let me ask you. Wait. Let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you guys this. Pete brought this up earlier about Aaron Rodgers. If he says he wants to come back and the Steelers choose to go a different direction, let's say like a Tua, out of the blue, right? Would you want a
They
bridge
got
quarterback for 1 year to be a 43-year-old quarterback in Miami?
for 1 year.
I love Aaron Rodgers in Miami at 43
Yeah.
years old. That's the bridge.
Yeah, as a bridge.
I mean, he's gonna need
What?
a strong. I said he's gonna need a strong head coach because he wants to run shit too.
I don't think he could run over a guy like Chris Shula with that last name.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
And he could
Yeah,
teach. And he could teach.
as a bridge quarterback, yes. So
That would
I
be the
wouldn't mind it.
perfect. You know what? Aaron Rodgers to Miami should be a done deal right now. Think
Oh,
about
man.
this: 1
We
year
did that last year
bridge
too.
with Chris Shula, defensive coordinator. Aaron Rodgers is the starter, and Quinn Ewers
As the
learning
backup.
behind
Yup.
Aaron Rodgers, bro. Quinn Ewers learning behind Rodgers. You don't think that guy will be the next star of the league, sitting behind Rodgers for a year?
I mean, if you think about it, our GM came from that organization where Aaron Rodgers basically was basically mentored Jordan Love.
And you can't tell me Rodgers is over the hill because he's in the playoffs.
I don't like that cat because, like, I don't think Rodgers is the guy, man, that's willing to offer, you know what I mean, help to back up quarterbacks, bro.
No.
Rodgers-
He's only going to be a bridge quarterback.
I'm just telling you,
Okay.
you guys look. I'm just telling you, Pete. What
He's not
Pete is
gonna
saying
be a
is true
backup.
because he's 1 year deal. That's right. If he's not signing next year, bro, and we need a bridge quarterback down here with a coach that might know him, and the GM obviously knows him. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, man. Like, I mean, for 1 year, if we all are in agreement that we're gonna feel a little bit of pain coming through, I mean, I'd rather try to do it in 1 year, like everybody else is doing it in 1 year.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he kind of, at his age, he kind of like knows what the deal is.
Bro, Tom Brady did it, bro. If Tom Brady can do it, I mean, who else? Who else?
Tom Brady did it for more than 1 year.
And
Look at Stafford. Look at Stafford.
That's right.
Mr. Pump, I'm glad I heard your voice now. How you feeling? Stefanski, Kubiak, Chris Shula, Robert Saleh. One of those guys are the head coach, Big Dog.
I mean, didn't the Dolphins
prepare for one of those names to run the franchise?
Didn't they say this morning that they have contacted John Harbaugh
and Shula? Yeah, those three: Harbaugh, Saleh, and Shula. Either out of those three, I wouldn't mind.
Harbaugh, Saleh, or Shula. You're good with any of those three. And if you had to rank them, how would you rank them? 1, 2, and 3.
Harbaugh number 1, of course.
Okay, so you're
Saleh
already
number
upset.
2, Shula number 3.
Oh. How about you,
Craig? Let me see
that's a good question. That's a good question.
Let me say something about Saleh. I think I could be wrong for saying this. I think his career was cut short in New York with the Jets because of Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so I think that if he would have stayed there, maybe I keep forgetting this New York Jets. New York Jets is not a really good team to be with anyway. But I think he could have bettered his career a little bit if he would have stayed a little bit longer. I just think his career was cut short there with the Jets because of Aaron Rodgers. They weren't getting along. Kind of like what Tua did to Flores.
So he is not a good locker room guy.
Who Aaron Rodgers?
Robert Saleh.
I didn't say that.
How you lose touch with Aaron Rodgers, bro?
But Aaron Rodgers can be a diva.
Right, he is a
diva. He needs a coach.
He would be like Dan Marino.
He needs a coach with balls on him to basically keep him in check. You know what I mean? Robert Saleh was like a first-time head coach. Aaron Rodgers, Super Bowl winning QB, multiple MVP, all this stuff. So I mean, he's gonna need a Mike Tomlin type of coach to basically keep him in check. That's not gonna take no BS.
Yeah. In fact, Jimmy Johnson.
Saleh is probably dead last on the list on my if I had to rank them
you don't think the Steelers will get rid of Tomlin, do you?
No, I don't think Steelers are getting rid
of Tomlin. Unless they crap out in the playoffs.
If they look like shit Monday night, yeah, they may. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be shocked if the Steelers beat the Texans Monday night.
I actually have the Texans beating the Steelers.
Craig, did you see the Texans had to win the last game of the season. Did you see what Riley Leonard did to the Texans defense?
Okay.
Bro, I understand Texans got a good defense, but at the end of the day, Rodgers can outsmart them. Riley Leonard went out there and put on a show, bro. 3 touchdown passes, 1 rushing. No, you got to see that. You got to see that, Craig.
Hey, I saw highlights of it because being I'm a Notre Dame fan, I liked Riley Leonard.
Yeah,
that's why I brought him up.
I haven't seen Craig in a little bit. How you doing, Craig?
Oh, I'm okay. Was in the hospital Monday morning.
Damn. Well, sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry to hear
I had
yeah, Stephen Ross almost sent me to the hospital too, Craig. Don't worry.
Here we go. You get that, Craig?
Talk to us, my guy. Everything is good, man, and I'm hoping everything is good. Talk to us.
I got a back spasm. I get those every now and then.
You got to decompress your spine, bro.
Well, I'm going for some spine stuff next week. So we'll see what they can do.
Hang from a pull-up bar. Let your feet dangle, and you'll feel your hip pop.
I can't even hold on to a pull-up bar. You kidding me? I'd be good for 10 seconds, and then I'd fall on my fat ass.
No, you don't have to go from a high pull-up bar. You know, it could be something that you can just like lean your feet,
Yeah,
let your feet
I know.
dangle, and you can hear your fucking
I know.
spine
You know
pop.
I know
what's
what you're
actually
saying.
you guys know what's actually breaking news, kind of in a way,
What?
that the sense is that the Dolphins are going to find a trade partner for Tua.
I
Like
think they
it's not
will.
gonna. That's
I think it would be the
shocking.
best news.
Send them to Arizona, bro.
I don't know how. I find that impossible to believe,
I
but
find it
something,
impossible to believe
somehow,
too.
some
But
way,
I mean,
they're gonna get Tua out of here in a
now
trade that
maybe
like kind of
Tua
crazy.
won't be a starter. He may be a backup quarterback somewhere.
No, he ain't gonna get a start
I
quarterback.
was in
He
like
ain't gonna
John.
get it.
I was in line with
He's
everybody.
not gonna
With
get that
everybody
anyway.
else was saying he's a post June 1 cut. He's a post June 1 cut. It's
Yeah,
just that
Hey,
easy. Do with
yeah.
the
I
Broncos.
remember you saying that.
maybe
I
Calais
remember
Campbell,
you saying that. Yeah.
maybe Calais Campbell can encourage Arizona to come go get him.
Who
Elias
knows?
Campbell is the last voice of encouragement you want for Tua in
Let's
Arizona.
see.
Yeah.
He ain't encouraging too, man.
He's gonna
What
tell
quarterbacks
Arizona,
are good
don't
out
do it.
there?
In
Hey, did
fact, I
y'all
think
say
that's the
that?
reason why he left the Dolphins.
Did y'all say that
To me,
Shula comes from the McVay coaching tree, and that it's the same coaching tree from that Jacksonville guy? What's his name? Liam Cohen.
Yep.
Interesting.
They're all tied on that tree.
Because I mean, if you look at Jacksonville, man, they pretty much did a 1 year turnaround. What he's doing with
Hey,
what's his name, Trevor Lawrence, and
Why
all
can't we
that.
do that, bro? Why can't we do it?
That's what I'm saying.
Because the Jacksonville had a quarterback. I don't know why people always thought Trevor Lawrence was bad. I kept telling y'all
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence
forget.
is
Yeah,
I
really
mean, he
I
had
good.
little flashes in game. He would do little dumb stuff here and there. You know, I can't remember what was that fourth play that one thing last year that he did some stupid stuff, like he fell down, then got back up and it in or something.
Hey, who's the Steelers star running back?
Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell.
Because I just it said breaking news that Steelers star running back hit by an illness may not play Monday night.
Hit by what? Oh, with
An
the illness, yeah.
What?
Jalen Warren might not start.
What he got hit by?
They got a bug, flu bug.
Okay,
Flu
yeah,
bug, yeah.
yeah, it's going around.
That's those butterflies. They starting to get nervous. Playoff
listen,
game. The
wear your
pressure's way
mask.
up. Their stomachs start bubbling up.
Mom spaghetti, bro.
And that's the thing with coaches like Tomlin and Harbaugh who are like known names. You know, they're kind of like, if you think about it, they're almost kind of like the same. They won one Super Bowl, right? Tomlin, you know, the team when he won the Super Bowl years ago was has been basically left over from what's his name, Coach Bill Cowher, right? Freaking Harbaugh had that last bit of team with the Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and them in the defense, but after that, what have they done? Think about it, okay, they get into the playoffs, but then what? Harbaugh with like generational talent and Lamar Jackson really has produced like sub-stellar results, in my opinion. I mean, with that kind of team, with freaking Derrick Henry.
Bro, I heard that McCarthy had almost a better record than him. Is that good or bad?
I'm telling you, I've said this to a lot of people. I like McCarthy. And people said, you don't know. You don't know. Everybody can say, oh, this guy, that guy. I mean,
right.
I've said before, I like McCarthy, and I think he'd be a good coach down here.
He has the same resume as Harbaugh.
He had like what a 7-10 season last, and he had like 3 12-5 seasons before that.
Exactly.
Look at where we're at now, bro. Our next head.
What you said, Pete?
You breaking up, Pete?
Head coach might even be. Our next head coach might not even be better than Mike McDaniel, bro. I'm looking at the names all over again, like Clint Kubiak. Clint Kubiak?
Wait a minute.
Is he getting all the praise for Mac McDonald's defense? Seriously? Clint? I don't trust it.
Who are the prime head coach candidates? You know,
That's the names we interviewed. Kevin Stefanski. Look at the fall off with Cleveland.
Still won a playoff game. That's one more than McDaniel won.
He lost
Right?
Baker Mayfield. They
Well,
didn't want
Baker,
to
I
pay
think,
Baker Mayfield. First of all, he didn't even want to pay Baker Mayfield. You trust
yeah, but
Stefanski?
that was just more than that. I heard that was just Cleveland. The organization in general didn't want him. The fans didn't want him. You know what I mean?
Cat in the hat. I know I said those magic words. The
You don't
aerosol.
know.
Yeah, you did.
I think it's going to be a bad
You
look if
called
they
me
don't
out of the
hire Chris
woodwork,
Shula.
Mr. Paul. What up, Cat?
You're all right, Cat.
Shout
You're
out to
all
the
right,
AFC Easty boys pulling up. Show him some love. Cat in the hat. Mike
What's good,
Cherry.
Cat?
Go check out
What's
his show, man,
good?
because he got it going on over there.
Hey, Cat, let me ask you, how you going to feel if you wake up tomorrow, and who would you be satisfied with if we hire this coach? Robert Saleh, Chris Shula, Clint Kubiak, or Kevin Stefanski?
Out of those four,
That's what it is.
I mean, Robert Saleh's out in my book.
He's out, completely
He's
out. You
out.
don't even want to.
He's completely out in my book.
Okay.
I don't want to ride the Kevin Stefanski train. I'm not hype on the whole two years of Coach of the Year. I mean, that's just because he did an okay job with a bad team. So I mean, it's either we chase the hype of the Shula name, or we go with Kubiak, who has more experience.
Both names have pedigree.
I don't know, but either way, like John Harbaugh, you said that he's signing with the Giants. I haven't seen the news yet, and it's still not off the table. So,
no, once you saw the reports about the breakdown with the Jackson Dart and Cam Ward film breakdowns that Harbaugh is going to do this weekend that were reported earlier from Level 2, knew that maybe Harbaugh is leaning towards a team that has an established quarterback as opposed to, the reports of him wanting control.
Do they have an established quarterback though with Jackson Dart, who already suffered 4 concussions in 10 games in his first year in the league?
No, I agree with you.
Hold on, John Harbaugh also came out and said that he won't go to the Giants as long as Joe Shine is the GM over there.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I haven't seen
too.
that guy get fired yet either. So John Harbaugh is not off the table for the Miami Dolphins.
I agree.
Are you high, Cat?
And let's not forget he has a daughter going to school right here in Florida. Might want to be close to his daughter. You never know.
I heard that she transferred though.
But to answer Pete's question, I think I would have to go with the Shula route. Chris Shula, take a defensive guy from San Francisco. Let's just roll with it and hope he turns out like his grandfather.
Yeah.
Hey, Cat, are you high on John Harbaugh?
On John Gruden?
No, Harbaugh. John Harbaugh. Are you high on
On Harbaugh? Yes. No, I totally am. There's only one thing that scares me about Harbaugh. Is back when Tua first came out in the league, he had came out and said at some point that he would love to coach Tua.
Oh, geez.
So yeah, so that part kind of scares me, but that was also 6 years ago. Like everyone else in the league saw what happened with Tua. His mind could have changed as well. This was a report from 6 years ago, so like it could just mean nothing now. But other than that, I'm super high on Harbaugh. He would definitely come in here. He would change this culture. He would put this team in a direction. He obviously wants full control for a reason because he feels he probably didn't have full control in Baltimore. Like I feel like Baltimore is the type of organization where they pretty much have their system laid out on a whiteboard, and that's you follow it, and that's how it goes. Like you don't really get the sway from what our system is. Because if you look back at the Baltimore Ravens, Harbaugh was their third coach in their history. So it's like obviously like they get guys, they keep them, they run them their way. If they don't want to run it their way, they get rid of them.
So you would be down to like a John Harbaugh with a bridge quarterback, like perhaps an Aaron Rodgers for one season?
Yes, we definitely need to find a bridge quarterback because we don't have the answer.
Let me ask you guys this. How would you feel about drafting the kid from Ole Miss now that he got denied a 6th year?
You know, Craig, you're not allowed to talk
Oh,
about
that's true.
quarterbacks that are 6'1" and under on this channel.
Oh, here we go.
Nah, but I'm pretty sure we should probably just ignore the quarterbacks that would be available to us this year anyways.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just asking a question, that's all.
Oh no, there's nothing wrong with asking that.
Despite what Pete said.
There's going to be better quarterbacks next season.
Some unfortunate news. I don't know if it's accurate. I don't know if any of y'all have checked out my Tyreek Hill post yet or not. But
what up, Brian?
Obviously y'all know I've been doing some interviews with Tyreek Hill on his Twitch channel and shit, and been asking him questions, and he's been answering. And the other day, after Mike McDaniel got fired, he went live and started talking about the Miami Dolphins, and sounded like his exit interview did not go the way he was expecting. And Tyreek Hill might be getting cut soon.
Well, I think the Dolphins at the end of the year.
I shared the video in your chat, but I think it got deleted.
Oh.
I'm
think
gonna
they
tell you
already
right now,
announced
Kat,
before that he
if
was
we
getting
cut
cut.
Tyreek Hill, that's the first bad move the new general manager already did.
No, it's
That's
still
an
in
F
the
grade.
chat.
That might not have been, but hold on, because he had his exit meeting with Mike McDaniel, right? He had his exit meeting with Mike McDaniel the day before
And
Mike
none of that
McDaniel gets
matters.
fired.
Remember,
Hold on.
John has to come in this building and evaluate the roster currently on here and make assessments from there. If his decision, based on the roster on what we have, if his first move is to sit here and say, "Yeah, I need some money. I don't want Tyreek no more," that's a poor decision. That's a bad decision. That's an F grade.
I mean,
I don't.
if Tyreek Hill comes back to somewhat of his prior form, and that's a big question mark. And if hypothetical Aaron, the bridge quarterback and 8 comes back, that could be a nice little setup on offense.
We need a plan, bro.
I open up a bag of party. Do I find the exact same?
I don't know. It might not be because of the front offense. It might be because of a Tyreek Hill decision. Because you remember, I had conversation with him. He was saying that before his exit meeting that he was happy to stay in Miami. He wanted to stay in Miami, but he mentioned a lot about Mike McDaniel. So I'm thinking, like, could his mind have changed because we don't have Mike McDaniel no more?
If we see more rehab footage of him getting better and better, and he becomes eligible, that's another chip that we can use in our favor.
I mean, Tyreek Hill.
Oh, he's already got rehab footage, bro.
That's what I'm saying. But if we see more of him running full speed, we can trade him for like what? What can we trade him for?
A third, maybe a second.
Probably not much, considering he's like towards the end of his career.
Third, maybe.
Okay, so if you can't get anything for him, would you be down to keep him for 1 year too?
No, we should keep him. He should definitely be on the team next year. Because for one, like even if he's at 80%, he's still better than Jalen Waddle.
So
he's
then you're
still
saying Waddle? Would you keep Waddle too, or would you want to trade Waddle?
No, we need to be getting off of Waddle. Waddle needs to go. He surprisingly has more value than Tyreek Hill, in my opinion, because of the Tyreek Hill coming off of his injury.
That's a fact, Kat.
So what if we say to New York, "Hey, yo, we'll give you Waddle, you give us Harbaugh"?
Why are we even having this conversation? I already signed on the dotted line for that one, bro.
Kat, Harbaugh is not coming to Miami, my guy.
I don't know, man. You also said Mike McDaniel wasn't getting fired, but I put that joke out on that morning and he got fired.
I know Harbaugh seems much go to a perfect situation where he ain't got to do much rebuild. And
yeah, I mean that's the problem right now. We're considered full rebuild. We are.
Yeah, but let me ask you guys a question. If you're a coach going out there and you're saying you want complete control, to me that kind of sounds like you're already expecting to have to do a rebuild anyways, right?
Correct.
So, I mean,
Why not?
Okay.
And why not do that and also revive your career?
And how do we not know that John Harbaugh didn't already like Sully is the guy that he wants as his GM?
They don't have a
Like,
relationship, no?
They have. It's not like a Chad Alexander relationship, but they have worked together and stuff before. So there is ties to each other. It's just not. It's not as strong as the Chad Alexander relationship.
Alexander's still in the playoffs, though, I thought.
Say again?
Isn't Chad Alexander not available yet, though? I thought you have to wait till they get off to.
We interviewed him, but like he went back. You know what I mean? Like we got I think it was a Zoom. I think it was virtual.
Yeah, and I think I'm pretty sure they finalized the
We
deal
have a
with
second interview with
Sully
Chad
today.
Alexander as well. We also had a second interview. Yeah. I mean,
we had a second interview
with Chad Alexander. Yeah, it was one.
Oh Lord! So that is
like a list of. Remember, we had like a list.
So
of
what you
6,
said. So what you
and
said.
then it
yeah.
was like a list of 3 guys that got formal in-house.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So what you're saying might be true, bro. They probably did have a fucking split vote, 4-2 instead of 3-3. Somebody went that last second and said, you know, and I'm hearing it was. I'm hearing it was short.
Well,
For
I
those
know.
that
I
didn't
know
hear
for
it,
fact.
go back and listen to KP. It was already broken news earlier. If you want to believe KP or not, that's on you guys. Again, I fully believe what he said is true, and basically everything he said
makes
relies
sense.
on.
It makes sense because he was in the past, bro. He
We
was the
got the
last
fall
4.
off guy.
If he was the last 4, that means he went to the second part. So yeah, he got 2 interviews.
But you guys do know that Sully got unanimous votes, right? Like everybody voted for Sully.
Who got more years experience? Somebody Google it right now. Him or Alexander?
Why do you think they voted for Sully, Cat? That's what y'all not listening to.
Because
Sully
he's
got the
coming
most.
from a
That
winning
doesn't mean he's the
organization.
best. No,
he's coming from a winning organization, bro. He gives us the best chance to build a team for the future, not build a team for now. Build a team for the future that will last.
Hey, God of Thunder. Harbaugh's agent is the son of a previous personal person Sullivan worked with.
Yes, that's what I knew. There was a connection to Harbaugh. I'm listening to you, bro.
Why Sullivan got picked by these soft regime is because Brandon Shore and Garfinkel leaned on the soft side. They weren't going to go on Chad Alexander's side because Chad Alexander's side brings in Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh wants to clean house, meaning guys like Brandon Shore and Garfinkel could be put out.
Listen, I'll flatter the idea of it, but once John Harbaugh signs and is the coach, it just gets debunked completely.
Okay, and when y'all understand, and here later on, could happen sometime early on
Monday,
in the week, next
maybe
week,
Tuesday.
Monday, Tuesday, y'all gonna see John Harbaugh is the Giants head coach.
Send me the DM, Pete. I send you my sources. Send me your sources.
The fuck the Giants need him for, man?
I don't think he's going to the Giants.
Why you say that, Cat? I'm just asking out of curiosity.
Because Harbaugh said himself that he doesn't want to work under Joe Shine or Joe Schoen or whatever his name is.
And
the GM that's
Cat,
over there.
this is my same source that was the same source that told me Mike McDaniel is safe based on what he heard. Mike McDaniel's job is safe. And guess what? They're wrong sometimes.
We're all wrong sometimes.
Mike McDaniel. That's why I was confident.
I wanted to
down myself.
I actually wanted to go back to that because your confidence, a lot of your confidence came from that Mike McDaniel presser. And I went back and I watched that presser that you were talking about and what he was saying about how he was aiding in the GM search. If you go back and you listen to it and you listen to him and you watch his body language, he said that he was trying to aid in the GM search, meaning that he's probably in Stephen Ross's ear like, hey, we should do this, we should do this, we should do this. But Stephen Ross was at the bar drinking his drink saying, buddy, your days are limited. Your days are limited. But yeah, Mike McDaniel was right. He was trying, which made a lot of the Dolphin fan base think that he was safe and involved with it. But really, if you read the context, read between the lines, he was trying to keep his job safe. He was trying to keep his job safe by doing that and saying that. So he confused a lot of the fans, man. Sorry, y'all fell for it.
Man, imagine the Zoom meeting between Ross and Harbaugh just pops up on the screen wearing a Dolphin hat.
I would love that.
Talking about when we get started.
Ain't Harbaugh Michigan alumni also?
No, his brother is. No, the brother is, not him.
Okay.
No, but Stephen Ross has
And the father and Jim.
Yeah, Stephen Ross has a strong connection with the family, though.
Yeah.
I just got to the park with the
Missing
kids.
out on
I'll be back on
Harbaugh is
later.
gonna feel. All right, Kat. Missing out on Harbaugh is gonna probably feel really bad because when everything came out, it was like, oh, there's a seventh hidden team interested in Harbaugh. Everybody wanted to peg Dolphins into it. Then we actually fired McDaniel after pretty much getting confirmation that he was safe, so it shocks the world. Now it's like, oh, it's confirmed Dolphins are interested. Then Barry Jackson reports that we're not interested in John Harbaugh, or yet we haven't reached out to them yet. Then what happens today or yesterday, we get confirmation that we're setting up an interview with Harbaugh.
Yeah, and
Harbaugh comes out and turns around and says, I'm watching films on quarterback on the teams I want to choose. Right now it's the Cam Ward and Jackson Dart. And the Dolphins select the GM.
And
This
Rich
is incredible.
Eisen also
We're off the
also
Harbaugh
reported
sweepstakes
this morning.
automatically.
And Rich Eisen reported either this morning or last night that it's coming down to two teams for Harbaugh: the Giants or the Dolphins.
Did you guys see Fernando Mendoza yesterday, bro?
Wow. Mendoza was, 5 touchdowns? He had two completions? I mean, 2 incompletions or something?
Bro, I got a feeling we might shake because think about this. We just discussed it a little bit a while ago. It feels like Ross made this decision to have an easy GM to run through. We might desperately be the team that trades with the Raiders all the way to number 1. That's not out of the picture. You want me to tell you why? Think about what's about to happen. Think about the national title game. I want y'all to think about the national title game. It's the Cuban Missile from Miami playing at the Hard Rock against the Hurricanes at home. Shout out to KP pulling back up.
KP!
Against the Hurricanes at home. Stephen Ross's house. In Stephen Ross's house, you're going to have the Hurricanes and Fernando Mendoza in there. That guy's gonna fall in love, bro. Especially if Mendoza beats the Canes in that stadium. That's like a road playoff game for Mendoza right now. He's gonna get a lot of support, but that's like a road playoff game. That's gonna be filled with Hurricane fans.
Yo, I'll say this about Mendoza. Yeah, every time Mendoza has hit the national TV audience over the last few weeks, maybe a month, his stock has gotten higher and higher. Well, I'm just talking about his play, but his play has been impressive to the mainstream audiences.
Yeah,
so he's done
nice,
nothing he's done nothing but raise his stock. But yeah, Pete, I just wanted to clarify one thing real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was a big Alexander backer, right? I wanted Alexander to happen. Alexander and Harbaugh to happen. But and the source, I have a source that clarified that, about the process we discussed earlier. But again, I think it's still at no time am I saying that Shore or Garfinkel are the ones making the decision. They are not making the decision. The problem here is that I believe that they should not be they should not have a say in it. For me, I like a GM who hires his own cap guy, a GM who's in charge of all of the football relations, and there is no obstacle between that GM and the owner. You see what I'm saying? Or there's no buffer. And so the Garfinkel and Short, as set up in the Dolphins organizational structure, they serve as like a in between ownership and football operations, and I see that as problematic. But that doesn't say anything bad about Sullivan. Yeah, I wanted Alexander, but Sullivan going into this was considered the top guy to become the next GM of a football team. So I'm not trying to knock Sullivan when I say that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And before we all knock him, how about we give the guy a chance?
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. He wasn't the top candidate.
Oh, he's a yes man. Oh, this and that. You don't know. You don't know the guy.
Yeah, well, we know that we don't know if he's going to be a yes man or not. That's true. But again, the point is, though, the Dolphins still have this structure where those executives have a little bit too much say. And that, for me, that's a problem. That's a problem for me.
That's a deterrent.
But that's every team. That's a lot of the teams. You look at the Cowgirls. Notice I didn't say Cowboys, the Cowgirls.
I mean, but if you look at at Sullivan, I mean, coming from the Green Bay organization, they've hit on 3 quarterbacks back to back.
Yep.
I mean, how many have we hit?
Proven winners.
I mean, bro, think about it. Like we've sucked at that position. That's the most important position, and they've gotten that shit right.
Yeah, but I agree with you that their last 2 quarterbacks have been really good to Hall of Fame caliber. But isn't the time span too big? I mean, because we're talking about like a 20-year time span from.
Yeah, they whiffed out on Matt Flynn, I think.
Yeah. Well, it was Favre to Rodgers to Love.
Yeah, but he's been there the whole time.
No, Matt Flynn was there for like 1 year.
Yeah, but they didn't miss out on Matt Flynn. Matt Flynn went in for injury. The team that missed out on Matt Flynn and overpaid were the Seahawks.
Well, Seattle.
Yeah,
But I'm saying he came from Green Bay, though.
And he's been there the whole time. And if that's all he knows, why would he do something different if he has a proven winning organization? I mean, they've literally Green Bay has won.
But you see what you're doing there. You're giving Sullivan credit for those quarterbacks, and he may or may not have been part of Favre or even Rodgers.
I'm not giving him credit, but I'm saying he comes from that organization, so you gotta like think that some of that rubs off on him in some kind of way. If he was in like a managerial role or kind of like in the know, that rubs off on you. What I mean? You have to form your mindset based off that. You're not just gonna adopt another mindset from another team that you don't know. If all he knows is Green Bay, then that's probably the mindset in a similar fashion that he's going to go with some tweaks and peaks here and there. But the strategy should not change that much.
And hey, can I respond to in the chat a little bit? Hey, Ghost, if you're listening in the chat, listen. My reason for saying what I said about Shore liking Sullivan over Alexander. That comes directly from my source. You see what I'm saying? And this source is as close to it as can be. That when this happened, and I asked my source why it happened, my source responded by saying, "Looks like Brandon Shore got his guy." That was that's a direct quote what I got back from my source. So for me, I interpret that as whatever decision-making process was in play, that Shore was the decisive factor in why they chose one over the other. That's where I'm coming from. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I'm just saying, hey, let's give the guy a chance, see what he can do.
Yeah, nothing I've said has been to disparage Sullivan. That's other people.
Oh, no. I know.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, let's give the guy a chance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't knock Sullivan. I don't know anything about him except that he was with Green Bay and like you recap, was part of, some of the successes in scouting that they had, right?
Exactly.
He may be a very good dude. I guess we're going to see. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So, all these people freaking out. Oh, I wanted Alexander, so we get. You don't know. Maybe and Russ could have contacted Harbaugh, but you know what? Harbaugh could come out and say, "Thank you, I'm not interested."
Yeah.
That very
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because full control you can't have if you got, like you said, Garfinkel and Shore still involved. That's not full control.
Exactly.
That's
Right.
Yep.
That's why I said it'd be a deterrent for Harbaugh to come here if you still got those guys, those pieces in place.
So we just move on. We get our coach, whoever it is, whether I like it or not, and I support my team.
My only thing is with Shore and Garfinkel.
If we don't get Chris Shula, this is going to be a
two-
generational mistake.
My thing is Shore and
Maybe
Garfinkel.
Chris Shula won't want to come here, Pete.
He just interviewed today.
Yeah,
but just because he got interviewed doesn't mean he wants to come here. Let me ask you guys this.
It kind of does. That's why you're interviewing.
Exactly.
I wouldn't, because now if he gets the job, you know how much pressure is going to be on this poor guy?
That's good. That's what we need.
Pressure.
Not someone that's going to come here and steal our money. Someone that from the jump wants something to prove.
Pressure, bust
someone
pipes,
from the
or
jump
make
that's
diamonds,
gonna work
bro.
hard.
Well, we'll see.
It looks like he'll come in and work his tail off and put everybody on the line. He'll hold people accountable overnight. You don't want that name to go bad.
Well, like I said, we will see.
But yeah, you're acting like some names aren't bad decisions, Craig. Obviously, whoever they can pick Robert Saleh. I'm gonna be mad, but we're still gonna have to give him a chance. I'm just gonna think it's a bad, poor move by the organization. It's leading me to think, as a fan, we're tanking.
Yep.
So what do you guys think about these playoff games that are happening today?
I hope that Sullivan is involved in those head coaching decisions, though.
Well, see, again, that's
Sullivan. That's not what it is no more.
Right,
ahead,
and see, what I was going to say is that whole idea of whether we're rebuilding or not certainly would have influenced the decision that the team made. Right, if we're doing a total redo, scratch over, then you might pick a different guy. Right, but if you are looking to do something more surgical and keep something around and then do something else, then another guy may be stronger. And that kind of thinking, I think, is behind why the choices were made that were made. You know what I'm saying?
Because my thing is with Shore. My thing is with Shore and Garfinkel. I mean, you saw what Chris Greer was doing, and it took you that damn long to get rid of him or mutually part ways. So I mean, I just hope that Sullivan is involved in making those head coaching decisions. It's not like Shore or Garfinkel like having like at least a majority saying that.
If Shore got the right to get 4 coaches under his resume, then this GM deserves the same amount of time.
Yeah, and hold on. I don't think Shore will have much say on the head coach. I think that should be under the GM. The key is you get a GM and a head coach that can work together and that are in unison philosophically. That's the key. So I would lean to Sullivan having most of the say there, and I hope it's not, involved. I hope the other guys don't have a say.
And that's what I'm saying. I wonder if Sullivan has some type of like ties to those coaches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does. He probably does.
25 years. That's 25 years, man.
We could keep hoping, but that's not what we're getting and also being reported. Troy Aikman is aiding this team now for the next head coach candidates. These are some of Troy Aikman's guys as well.
But let's say this though, because this was part of my critique.
Sullivan has that much pull like you guys are making it seem like right now.
Well, he's the GM now, so he definitely got some pull. But listen,
Yeah, I mean, he's the GM. They're gonna have to deal with him. But I think like
let me ask a bigger question though,
or
Pete.
even a Mike
So you
McCarthy.
think he's a yes
I
man?
think those
Pete?
type
That's
of
what you
guys.
think?
Yeah, I think those type like a Harbaugh and a Mike McCarthy will look at him like, yo, either you do what I say, or it's not gonna work out.
But on the Aikman thing, but on the Aikman thing, why are we willing to give Aikman so much credit and credence? I mean, yeah, he was a Super Bowl winning quarterback and he's a well-known broadcaster. But beyond those two things, what makes him the guru of all things of football? Why do we trust his opinion on this matter?
Maybe it's because of the fact. I mean, he does Monday Night Football, right?
Right.
Maybe in talking to people.
Maybe I think it's more of him wanting to be here because he's learning how the GM aspect of things work, and maybe he's like, can I stay longer to learn?
Exactly.
But I don't think it's more them wanting him here. I think it's him wanting to be there more just to, get more of the incentive of being a consultant. But I mean, I think he's learning more than helping.
Apparently, he had
all those things. He stated he wanted to be a GM. He's even stated that.
Okay,
apparently
right,
he's had
exactly.
ties. Apparently he's
So
had
he's going
ties
down.
to-
He's going
apparently
down.
he's had ties to the Dolphins before.
Jimmy Johnson. You
Yeah,
talked to Jimmy Johnson.
He's here,
Jimmy Johnson.
KP, to give his advice on what moves are best for the organization.
Yeah, but why do we think that that he is the right guy for us? Is what I'm saying. I understand why he wants to do it, but I don't automatically give him the credit as being the right guy to be involved in this that everybody else does. And listen, what was the name of that? Well, what was the name of that guy, the ESPN guy who called some games? Who a lot of folks were calling for GM months ago. Can't remember his name. He did a lot of draft. Yeah, Louis Riddick. I had the same critique against Louis Riddick. I said, yeah, he's well known in the media and all that, and has a lot to say that publicly that we've heard. But I don't know if Louis Riddick or Troy, are necessarily the right guy. But whatever. Go ahead. Yeah.
Look at when the Raiders hired that Mike Mayock for 2-3 years. That didn't work out very well.
From what I understand, and from what I understood and heard, that the reason Aikman got involved was because the organization went to Jimmy Johnson to get some help, and Jimmy was like, "I really don't have time for it, but Troy might be your man." So it was something that Jimmy Johnson referred from the organization's standpoint.
Yeah, I heard that too, Cap. I heard that too.
He wanted to stay on this board. That's what Jimmy said. He wanted to stay on this board. So.
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy's pretty old now. He's getting older. He wouldn't, he don't need them kind of problems.
I mean, he looked good.
How old is Jimmy Johnson? Anybody know?
I know, but he looked old when he was.
I don't know. He's got to be late 70s. I think late 70s, maybe.
Yeah.
He looked pretty old when he was at the Canes game, away from the media.
Yeah.
88. Well, let me see.
And hey, I love Jimmy Johnson, man. I used to eat in the Popeyes close to my neighborhood, so Jimmy was on Survivor.
He's always had a connection to us ever since he left.
I hope you could run into him one day.
No, I did. I seen him in. I seen him. Yeah, and I drive down into the Keys. Whenever you drive down the Florida Keys, you pass right by the Jimmy Johnson joint, his hotel there on the right hand side. And yeah, I mean, I've never met him. I never said one word to him, but I've been around him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, he's a good guy, good football guy, great coach. He's beloved, and he deserves all that love. You know what I'm saying?
He's 82 years old.
82. Okay. Wow.
You know how happy Jimmy Johnson would be if we probably. I mean, I know there's no ties to it, but if we bring Chris Shula, he might like that.
Maybe.
I think so.
We'll see.
I think so.
We'll see what happens. I think they'll announce it within the next week or so.
So we're going. How we're going in order? We're going.
About the coaching job. I think that's going to happen in a few days, a couple of days.
Yeah, by Tuesday. So what are you guys doing as of right now in order? Harbaugh, LaFleur, Shula, or Harbaugh, Shula, LaFleur, or Harbaugh?
I don't even know if I want Harbaugh. Period. Even if it's still a somehow an option. Harbaugh lost the locker room with the Ravens, bro. He didn't really win nothing with a generational quarterback in Lamar Jackson. A quarterback that rumors are it was Ozzie Newsome trying to trade up, and it wasn't John Harbaugh pushing to trade up back to 32 for Lamar.
Okay, so
The
Pete.
scouting and the GM.
Okay, so Pete is Shula. KP, you.
Mm-hmm. I'm here.
What about you?
Oh, me? Yeah. Well, okay. Let me just say this real quick. Harbaugh, right? The thing with Harbaugh is this: the Dolphins right now are an organization in search of credibility. We've been mediocre to poor for 3 decades, right? All under all of Ross's since 2009. We've been sorry, right? We've been an embarrassment. So the question then becomes, which coach hire will give this organization the best image of credibility? And for me, Harbaugh he makes those kind of critics go away, at least temporarily. If you get a Harbaugh in house, you stop taking heat until Harbaugh starts to stick it up. Now, if Harbaugh doesn't stick it up,
Mr. Polk, you gonna come from the wins, bro, not like
Mr. Polk, you.
Okay, here's my take. I'm gonna say it like this: in as far as a New Year coach, as far as a coach for the first time, Chris Shula. As far as the experienced coach, of course, John Harbaugh.
So which one?
Well, right now I'm going with John Harbaugh.
Okay, Dom.
Shula.
Craig.
Actually, Stefanski.
Wow.
I would be right there with you, Craig. Normally, I would be there with you, but Stefanski really took a hit this year.
Stefanski wants Tua back with his love for Dylan Gabriel.
My thing is with Harbaugh, it's like not only did you have a generational talent at QB, you had a generational running back. You're not going to see a running back like Derrick Henry ever again, probably.
But I mean, if he could prove that he's something, then obviously Chris Shula.
Hey, everybody in the chat, put who you want.
So,
and who's to say that if by Harbaugh getting fired and going to another team or coming here to the Miami Dolphins, he can revive his career? Who's to say?
He could,
yeah.
I mean, because look at Andy
keep that
Reid.
in consideration.
Look at Andy Reid. He was like run out of Philly, right?
Yeah, that's a good example.
And why not?
He had success. Andy Reid had success in Philly. He had Donovan McNabb. I think was that running back Brian Westbrook. I mean, he had a solid team, but just never.
Why not come to a team that's a total wreck and revive the team and bring the team up?
But
good on the resume.
And that's the kind of thinking, what you just said about how you just described Reed, is what the Dolphins would be aiming for in this situation. That second opportunity for a veteran head coach who's been close to being great, who's won actually. Harbaugh did actually win one Super Bowl, right? And to see if he can bring that sort of stability, credibility to this team. That's what we need. We don't necessarily need to win a Super Bowl, although I would love it, but we need to become what, remember Greer said, a perennial contenders, a team that's serious, and we're not that right now. So that's what we're trying to be. Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't bring this guy. We didn't try to interview. What's that coach that was with Seattle? He just got fired.
Pete Carroll. I think he's old. He might be as old as Jimmy Johnson, though. He's really old.
No, he's like 73 now, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm just surprised his name wasn't mentioned. I
think he's gonna take time off.
Yeah.
How come we didn't interview John Gruden? Where are the Billy Batson, Marvel in the chat? All the John Gruden guys.
I forgot about Gruden. What happened with Gruden?
How come
he's going to
these fans
college,
are
bro?
quiet now? And they're because you know what it is? I called it out earlier. They're just ready to accept everything now. Anything that happens, they're going to spice it up and say it's good. But these weren't the names they were requesting. It was nothing but Harbaugh, Gruden. I even saw some Pete Carroll as well. We ain't getting no Gruden. What happened with Gruden?
Look, the only thing that goes against The thing that goes against the veteran head coach idea we've been discussing, Dom and others, is the fact that the trend in the NFL has been to get the hottest coordinator, right? And we've seen that have some limited success, even this season, with a guy like Liam Cohen, and sometimes you get the right young up and coming genius coordinator. So that's the trend, right? To bringing that kind of guy, and they've come from that West Coast system, that Shanahan tree somewhere, right? So do you make the safe pick within the trend, or do you go for something different?
Yeah. Joe Brady's nice, but I don't think Joe Brady's ready.
No. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, Joe Brady.
One of my biggest concerns is the offensive side of the football now. So at least Joe Brady's an offensive mind. Stefanski, he's an offensive mind. I don't know. He rubs me wrong. He rubs me like LaFleur in Green Bay. These two guys, I look at them and it's like there's something about them that I don't like them.
You know who I think would have probably been good also would have been probably Vic Fangio.
As a head
Fangio
coach.
as head coach? Yeah, I like that.
Maybe he's coaching the team right now. You don't know.
But he left on like wanting to get the hell up out of here. So I mean, he would definitely want to have to change. But I think he would have been a solid candidate.
Yep.
And rumors have it this morning that Weaver may be going to the Ravens as a head coach.
Going to who? Who's that, Mr. Paul?
Baltimore.
Weaver or Flores, yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't that be ironic to have Flores as head coach in Baltimore with Mike McDaniel as his OC?
What we wanted, right?
That's what we wanted here. Yeah.
That would be Baltimore. That would be so Miami Dolphins if they went to Baltimore.
And then they win.
Hey, what time does the first game start? Isn't it 4:30?
4:30. You got it.
4:30.
Yeah. 24
Y'all
minutes.
got Panthers.
Games. Okay.
Y'all got Panthers today?
I got Rams.
That's the first game?
I got the Rams and I got the Bears today.
What's the first game?
The Rams.
First one is Rams and Panthers.
Interesting. Damn.
Okay. I thought it was only one game coming on. My
That's
bad.
crazy to think that the Panthers were originally thought earlier in the season, like when we played them.
Hey, the Panthers beat them, bro. They beat the Rams this season.
We thought.
Yeah, they did. But you heard the reports now? The Panthers are picking up Bryce Young's fifth-year option once the season is ended.
Remember when
I understand why they're doing that, Pete, but that for me, still, that's a mistake. I'm not as efficient and responsible as Bryce Young has been this season and been effective in windows. For me, I don't see him as a long-term great quarterback. I think they'll be making a similar mistake that we've just made with Tua.
Y'all remember
But I will say this: Bryce Young, again, he has been effective. He has been efficient. He has made plays when it counts. So I got to give him his props, but I still don't believe in him.
Well, you got to remember when we played the Panthers, those were one of the teams that people were saying are going to be get the top picks, that they were going to be the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So
exactly. Yeah,
Mike
they're tough, man.
McDaniel.
They play tough. They play tough football.
Mike
go ahead.
McDaniel interviewing for the Browns head coaching job.
Hey,
Yeah,
so
that's
would you
the
consider?
I heard about him.
Would you consider the Panthers a one-year turnaround?
They got their head coach is a first-year coach, right?
I think second.
Second.
I mean, yeah, you think about it from where they were last year, because Bryce Young, wasn't he benched last year?
Yeah, they benched him.
Last year, right? For a few games and then came back.
Yep.
And he actually looked lost as hell out there, but it looks like he found his footing.
Rico Dowdle, man, that was Rico.
Yeah, Rico Dowdle really put him over the top this year. And Tedero McMillan, he's been a phenom at that one X wide receiver. Yeah.
Chuba Hubbard's been silent.
But Chuba Hubbard is still great as a third down back, man.
Yeah.
In fact, I got money on him today to get 3 catches and 40 yards.
That's
for
money.
about $100. For $100.
That's money. He might get 30, but he'll get the tutty probably.
Yeah.
I got a question that's not too much football related. how come down in the chat room on whatever podcast you get on, they're showing the at email address instead of the like the name that you use?
Yeah. That way, if somebody wants to tag you, they know how to tag you now. That way, if they want to send a message directly to you, that's what they would have to write.
And what I'm saying is that StreamYard or is that?
Yeah, that changed a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Well,
I know. I'd like to get the head coach that that came from a team that turned it around. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why, like Shula, coming from
the Rams.
The Rams turned it around twice, bro. They won a Super Bowl and turned it around twice.
I mean, that's really what we needed, somebody to experience. I mean, did the Ravens really turn anything around? Like, let's say in the I mean, you could say they got better when Lamar Jackson and Henry came, but like, could that consider like a complete 180 turnaround? Like,
I mean, bro, let's put it like this: under Harbaugh's watch, the defense was legit. Yes or no?
For the most part, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The offense, he's had numerous offensive coordinators to cater to his quarterbacks, and he's still like won the division or made the playoffs.
Yeah, listen, they've been one of the most underachieving teams in terms of potential and talent.
Their salary cap last year was pretty bad as well, and they ended up getting Derrick Henry, and after that, they still managed to make the playoffs, I believe.
You realize with the stats that he's put up and the way he's dominated the NFL, that if Lamar Jackson was to get one Super Bowl, you might have to consider him one of the top quarterbacks of all time.
I mean, if you look at the way the Ravens lost, I mean, and this is where I kind of like, Harbaugh, didn't win, but if you look at the way they lost, it was like a Zay Flowers,
field goal,
a drop, a missed field goal, something like that.
Like they got blown out. So I mean,
right.
Sometimes you got to put that shit on the player.
Yeah, look, Baltimore is legit. They're as legit as can be. They just don't win when it counts.
KP, Clint Kubiak just came out and interviewed for the Falcons head coaching job, bro. If you're an offensive coordinator mind like Clint Kubiak, you look at the weapons the Falcons have and you look at the Dolphins right now. What's enticing you more to go to?
Oh, I'm going to Falcons.
I think we just lost Kubiak. If Kubiak accepts that Falcons job, we just lost him.
Back out there. That boy from Texas with that ball.
I don't think the Falcons could hire Stefanski. Because Stefanski's going to want to do something with Kirk Cousins unless the Falcons are willing to keep Kirk Cousins while Michael Penix is rebuilding that knee early on.
You got to think about it, Pete. Like right now, everybody's doing what we're doing. So they're putting the same order that we are. They have to be doing the same thing. So Kubiak for them will probably be number 2, number 3.
Oh, because I'm process of elimination. I'm kind of like doing my own process of elimination. Because if you think about it, ain't no other team interviewing Chris Shula. That might be our guy, and that might be the only guy we probably could have got.
That's right, because I haven't heard him doing any other interviews except with the Dolphins.
Interesting.
Who's that? Who y'all talking about?
Chris Shula.
Oh, Shula? Yeah, okay. Yeah, listen. I mean, if you want, look, Shula last year, Shula as a DC was a hot name. People say, man, Shula's that defense was dominated with that D line with all the young players, Brandon Fisk, all them guys. I forget it, Jared Verse. That he had that defense humming, but this year, that defense has given up a lot of points. They've given up a lot of points this year.
Hey, Ghost, I heard Matt Ryan's going to be head of the football operations over there now, or president of football run over there in Atlanta right now.
Yeah, he signed today.
Who's that?
Matt Ryan.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Damn, the Titans. Why aren't we looking at Steve Spagnuolo as head coach? The Titans interviewed him.
Wow. It's another good name.
We don't want Matt Nagy. I don't know about Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy had a terrible run with the Bears.
That was Jim Nagy.
But Steve Spagnuolo.
We can make
Lou what y'all think about Lou Anamuro? I don't. He's an
for the Titans job.
Yeah, this is the
Going to
Titans.
get a defensive coordinator too. I just thought about that.
Oh, the Titans interviewed Kevin Stefanski. That might be another name that we lose off the list. I don't see Chris Shula on the Titans board. We might get the last piece of bread at the bottom of the crumb, bro. Chris Shula's going to have to make a name.
How many jobs are open right now? 7, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, coach. Yeah. Might be more after this Sun. I guess it's this weekend.
Yep.
I got a feeling we're stuck with Shula. We got baby Shula, guys. Unbelievable.
But hey, wait
all
a
the
minute
OGs that watch Shula,
think
it's
about
back,
that.
baby. It's back, baby.
That's a money maker if you think about it.
Hey, and I know he's gonna work hard to keep that legacy going.
Hey,
he's gonna want to keep hard to keep that legacy going. I'm happy with Shula.
Money maker.
I never got to watch down Shula.
Hey, if he comes here, he could drive on the Shula Expressway and eat at Shula Steakhouse.
Oh yeah,
that's good.
He already does. Now it's just a shorter drive, KP.
That's right.
But guys, I'm gonna get ready for this playoff game. I hope you guys enjoy what y'all doing. Have a good day. Have a safe weekend. We'll be back, especially when our next coach is hired. Shout out to all of you guys that participate, man. I hope you guys enjoy the games. Good luck on your bets if you're out there betting. And I'll catch you guys next time, man. Have a safe one.
Peace.
Take care, everybody.
Peace out, fellas.
Everyone.